It's Reaction Monday, where our highly trained experts talk football.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
Your home for reaction and overreaction, The Fan. The common man and T-Bone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
That blows my mind.
Bone, does it blow your mind that people do things? You and I sit on our asses every single day and say, ee, wee, wee, on the radio. There are real people out there making a difference. Ee, wee, wee.
Featuring Panama Ted.
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall.
I love a good, thin meat.
And a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore.
Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Happy Monday. It is Yikes Monday. How you doing, Bone?
Doing good, Mike?
How you doing, Ted?
Doing good, Mike.
You're setting me up now.
Coming up at 4:30. I tell you what, we got a lot planned for today and nothing all at the same time.
Do we have a lot planned for today?
Yes, because I have thoughts.
I mean, I have thoughts,
I have
too.
thoughts on Super Bowl matchup. I have thoughts on the celebration yesterday at the shoe. I have thoughts on Jim Knowles.
Jim Knowles. Wow.
You're dead to me,
Wow.
Jim Knowles.
Yeah.
I used to compliment you on your raspy voice and Beyonce, your offspring. No more.
I mean, he's vegan, right?
He is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he's vegan. Yeah. And he's very calm on the microphone. Timmy does a great impression of him, right? And I just...
Well, he thinks he does.
Got a deal. Well, no. We actually, when you were gone on Friday, we did a little side-by-side. I played some Jim Knowles and then had him talk. And it was pretty good.
You guys still go on when I'm not here?
Yeah.
I just assumed it was dead air for 3 hours in tribute.
Trust me. I mean, we look to each other and go, what guiding light shall propel us today to do our best without the common man
That's
here?
a heavy load.
And we just stare at each other. And then at the very last minute, we go, I guess we'll try. We'll try something. So we wander in and do our best.
Here's the big story of the day. We have Nate Benghazi tickets to give away today.
Nate Benghazi.
Nate.
Look
Benghazi.
Look at what we're giving away tickets to.
Hillary lost the election.
Oh.
Nate Bargatze.
Butthurt emails. The Butthurt emails tour is coming through.
Butthurt.
No,
you said
Butthurt email. No, Butthurt email. Never mind.
Okay. Nate Benghazi has added a second show.
Benghazi.
In Columbus, winner receives a pair of tickets to see Nate Benghazi Big Dumb Eyes Tour.
There you go.
August 24th at Nationwide Arena. So there was a first show that sold out
at the where is it again?
At Nationwide.
Oh, at the arena. At an arena full of thousands and thousands of people. They sold one of those nights out.
Wow.
And so now, so popular, he's getting a second night. And yet when I was like, oh yeah, Nate Benghazi, you're like, who the hell is Nate Benghazi? Now, that's apparently a lot of people know.
Right. I'm in the minority here. I understand. You did show me some clips of his.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a very bright young man.
He's got, what is it? Big Dumb Eyes? Isn't that what it said?
Big Dumb Eyes.
There you go.
That's right. Tickets are on sale through Ticketmaster.com. Give me a number. You know what? Hell with you.
Okay. Not that easy, is
300. Caller number 300. Right now.
The This Is Sparta winner. Yes, there you go.
614-821-9710. Gets 2 tickets. Why am I doing this now? Because some of you who listen to the show early, just the first part of the show.
You never get the opportunity.
Right. You're always saying, I can't win anything. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You can win Nate Benghazi tickets.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
No, I like that you're calling him that. You're committed to the bit.
We had the celebration yesterday. I have some audio to play for you.
Yeah, it was a big day for Ohio State. And then it was a big day that, was kind of in a way sullied, right?
No, it's not sullied.
Well, announcement that, one of our own is leaving.
Good riddance.
Well, good riddance.
Yeah.
I guess.
Out.
I mean, I can be a little nervous about how the defense looks again, right? In the future? I can't be nervous about that?
You can, but not now.
Oh, right. Not now.
It's celebration time.
Yes, you're right. And I should savor it and enjoy it. You're exactly right.
Here's Mike DeWine.
You exemplify Ohio with your grit, your determination, tenacity, your spirit. We are proud as Ohioans. We are all very, very proud of you. Go Buckeyes.
I want to point out that I was asked to speak, but I did have an engagement yesterday, so I had to turn it down.
Oh, you did? Is that right?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. When I think of grit, I think of Mike DeWine. He is the epitome of grit.
Hey, man, he's a career politician.
He is.
He's risen through the ranks. You think he
has?
He doesn't play tiddlywinks behind the scenes. He's rough and tumble.
Oh, I believe that's what he and the missus call fun time is tiddlywinks. Yeah. That's what they do for entertainment.
Well, they do a lot of tiddlywinks.
Right.
Here is Ohio State President Ted Carter talking about Ryan Day.
From the very day I got here, I had a chance to sit down and meet with Coach Day. I want to tell you, he's a man of integrity, character, loves his team, he loves his family, he loves his players, and he loves this university. I knew we had somebody special. This team, Coach Day, his family, they've been through a lot this year. When we were at our lowest of lows, Coach Day and I had a chance to talk. We talked what it means to bring out greatness. And he did that. He delivered. And he delivered in a way that's never been done before. In fact, today, his win percentage is 87.5% in his career, third highest in the history of college football.
It was third highest before the championship game, too, but that's okay, Ted.
Hey, don't get in the way of a good slapshot Carter conversation.
Going to pay him in Bitcoin.
I was going to say, if you're not careful, he's going to hire that dude for the commencement address to come out and sing Kumbaya and take his shirt off.
Here's Ross Bjork, talking about Ryan Day.
The only coach to lead his team to 4 college football playoff appearances since 2019. Not only are Ryan Day's teams 70-10 in that run, more than just the stats. Coach Day runs the program the right way. Our academic record, attention to detail, culture, accountability, leadership, we recruit great young men into our program. Better than anyone, Coach Day knows how to lead the Buckeye program. President Carter and I are working with Coach Day to make sure we have long-term stability, and he is the Buckeye coach for years to come.
Man, this sounds like a couple guys who have been on the job for about 5 minutes.
It sure does, doesn't it? They're like,
the Buckeye program.
You Ohio Staters love, right? I know the Buckeye State fans of Ohio are great. They're just trying to get it right. That's okay. You're new here.
And here is the man, Ryan Day.
OH! OH! Man, that never sounded any better than today. And no matter where you are, over the next year across the globe, when you hear someone say, OH, you say, and you better know that the best damn team in the land resides right here in Columbus, and the national championship trophy is back where it belongs in the great state of Ohio.
I liked Ryan Day yesterday, though. Sounded like he was cutting a promo.
Oh, he did.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Well, they were, I mean, you want to talk about, from a wrestling term, being over? That crowd was hot for him.
Well, it's the championship gathering.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have a lot of lukewarm in attendance.
That's what you're saying. I'm agreeing with you. That's the same thing. I'm saying
I got to go out there and win him over.
No, I'm saying he had him in his hand. He delivered. When he did that OH, that first IO they had was like they were shot out of a cannon. It was amazing.
Ryan Day, I got a pretty good gig here. Been on the air for 21 years, fairly successful, whatever. I am willing, if you pay me the right amount, to leave that all behind and become your new defensive coordinator. If you need me, I will work with you. No, I'm dead serious.
Will you?
Yes, I
give
will.
It up? That's good.
I'm going to give good pump-up speeches to the guys.
They don't need a good pump-up.
They do.
Look who they have. They have Ryan Day there to give him a pump-up speech.
Ryan Day,
they need someone to draw up a defense.
He's the general, right? He needs some people around him.
Are you a defensive guru and you've been holding out on me?
I was pretty good at Madden back in the day.
Oh, there it is. Great.
Sometimes what I would do, I'm like a key, like third down and short.
What would you do?
Or fourth down and short when I absolutely needed a defensive stop. I would put in my punt block coverage.
Oh, I see.
And I'd run that play.
Sure.
Right? And I'd stop him pretty much every single time.
Oh, my gosh.
Because the computer playing against me did not know how to rush against my punt block defense.
Then you bumped it up from the easy to the moderate setting. How'd that go?
I've never gotten past the easy setting. But I still think I can do it. Call me.
Yeah, call him. Please don't. I will intercept the call. I will not let it happen.
All right, I want to talk more about that. I want to talk more about Jim Knowles leaving. I got to tell you, I was unaware of this up until yesterday. I know there were rumors about him going to Oklahoma, and they had the premature post about that, but I had not heard anything about Penn State. And given what I know about Ryan Day, I'm guessing that conversation didn't go very well. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on Marconi Boulevard at West Broad Street. That's causing some delay. Police are on scene there. And things are a little slow on eastbound 670 between Neal Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 2-liter bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties are just $1.49 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. The best time of the year for football is finally here. The big game has arrived, and fans are excited to see you'll be hoisting the trophy in New Orleans. You can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Check out their big game giveaway promo for your chance at $1 million in prizes. 25 winners will walk away with $10K in cash. 7,500 winners will get $100 in bonus bets. No deposit or bet required. Opt in today in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day. At Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first. To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change,
Healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Marcus when he lost his job. And Keisha when she turned 26 and lost her parents' insurance. And Elena when she went off Medicaid. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Looking at a sunny day today, temperatures warming up to the middle 30s. The wind, though, will be gusting around 30 miles per hour, which will make the wind chill index down to about 25 degrees. Tonight's low will be around 29. Snow flurries on your Tuesday with a high of 39. I'm meteorologist Dylan Rubbershod with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Best known for their contributions to the fast food breakfast world. This is Man and Bone.
Yikes Monday. That's coming up at 4:30. It's also I Hate Jim Knowles Day here at the radio station.
Right, yeah.
Jim Knowles leaving to become defensive coordinator at Penn State. Now, depends on who you believe, right? I've seen reports that say that he and Ryan Day had beef, and that's the catalyst here. I've seen reports that Ohio State lowballed him, and by lowballed him, offered him $2.7 million.
Well, there's two things that can be true with that. You can lowball him by what he feels he has earned or the offers that are out there for him, right? And you could have offered him enough money to make him the highest paid coordinator in college football history, right? If he gets $2.8 million, supposedly that would have made him the highest paid coordinator in the game, yet other schools were offering more than that. So it is possible that Ohio State offered him the most anyone had ever gotten, and there are 2 or 3 schools out there that said they would offer him more.
I understand that. I'm surprised that he chose Penn State.
That is a choice, right?
I mean, that is, Michigan aside. I mean, obviously we know the struggles against Michigan and how that has to be corrected, but from a performance standpoint, from a competitive standpoint, next season, if you buy the hype, Penn State's going to be your primary competition, not Michigan.
Oh, well, they are a talented group.
They're bringing a lot of people back.
Right. So this team is losing a lot of players. Now, You're going to have a lot of talent on this roster, but no doubt next year is going to be a fight, and Penn State's one of those teams that will definitely be in your way.
I know that Ryan Day did not have some great reactions when other staffers left during the offseason to take other jobs. And I'm talking about staffers that weren't making $2 million a year.
No.
You know, these are staffers where if they get a $30,000 bonus, that's huge for them. And he did not take that news well. I can't imagine if it was a face-to-face meeting that there wasn't some words exchanged. I mean, I don't know what the background is here. We've heard rumblings behind the scenes. You and I purposely try and stay away from all of that. I have people coming up to me all the time saying, what are you hearing? I'm not hearing anything because I choose not to hear anything. We could get down in the muck of all the gossip that's going around. Some of it's right, some of it's wrong. I have no desire to do that. I am just here as a fly on the wall, giving my fairly obvious opinions after the fact. So I don't really know what went on behind the scenes. I've heard things about maybe Larry Johnson and Jim Knowles not getting along. I don't know.
I don't know how accurate all of that is. It does feel like from here's the narrative that I have gone with in my head, whether or not it's true. By the way, Ohio State, feel free to correct any of this if they want to. What I understand and what I have heard, the limited amount I've heard, I think there are a lot of people in Buckeye Nation who probably have heard a version of this, is that, you know, Larry Johnson was established when he got here with how the defensive line runs. That's his baby. That's his thing. He takes care of that. Jim Knowles came in and said, well, hi, I want the defensive line to do different things. And the two of them had friction to some degree or another, probably workable. But just like any job, there's times where you have people in your office that they see it one way, you do it another way.
Well, I mean, clearly it was workable. They just won the national championship.
Well, right. But the narrative that I've heard from this season, the thing that is supposedly gone on there is that after that Oregon game, that was when there was a moment where egos were pushed aside, and I don't know who gave in where, but the thought is that maybe some of the stuff that previously Larry Johnson wasn't as big on, Jim Knowles got his way, and they started to do more of that stuff, and this defense took off and became the best defense in college football. There's no arguing that. So after the season, now we've won a national championship, and maybe the discussion turns to, how are we going to do this next year? You know, what's this going to look like? And maybe some of the old ways of doing things had been like, all right, we put that aside for this year, but now going forward, someone wants more control or more of a voice or whatever.
Enjoy your time in Happy Valley. Enjoy your $300,000 more that you're going to get per year.
Well, don't you think for that amount, it's a lot of money when you're making $2 to $3 million a year. $300,000 is a lot of money for you and me, but that's still a lot of money for him too. But it feels like there's something more there than just the money, right?
Seems like it.
Okay.
And again, they can correct us on this if they want to. I have a feeling that they're not going to. I'd like to actually thank Jim Knowles. I'd like to thank Jim Knowles for giving Ryan Day even more motivation to kick Penn State's ass next year, because he will. Look, obviously he's going into next season defending the championship, knowing what he has to do against Texas in the opener. He, of course, has Michigan circled because you have to, and he's going to be super motivated to kill Penn State.
Oh, yes, and yeah, I hope that's what we get. I hope we get the Lou Holtz version.
You know what I'm going to say?
I hope we get that.
Bucks by 30.
I love that.
Bucks by 30.
I hope we don't get the, like, if Jim Knowles is like sipping on his hot tea, you know, whenever he does his introductory press conference, and he's like, I got to tell you, Ryan is born on third base. And then just like walks away. Like, I hope he doesn't go so far that then Ryan Day turns into like whatever the mode was with Jim Harbaugh in Michigan. I don't want it. We don't need that. We don't need Penn State now to become the new, oh no, we can't beat them. We don't know what's going on.
Don't worry.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
As long as James Franklin is there, don't worry.
James Franklin too, man. He's basically saying, I can't beat Jim Knowles, so I'll get him away from Ohio State. Get him on my team.
Well, look, I know that Ryan Day was touting up his staff, his young staff, because he knew this was coming, right? That's why Jim Knowles was not there yesterday. And Ryan Day knows what he has to do. And that's either get on the phones and try. I would go to Tom Allen, who just left Penn State as their defensive coordinator. Right. Tom Allen just left to go to Clemson. I'd say, hey, Tom, what do you want? I have respect for you. You're a former head. I like the idea of having former head coaches on the staff.
I agree with that.
That warms me. And I'm sure it comforts him, too. If you've got Chip Kelly, and more on him in a second, because I guess Chip Kelly's a hot commodity now in the NFL. But I think it's important to have another experienced guy. Not that you have to take the lead from that guy, but just somebody else you can bounce ideas off of, because they know what it's like to be the captain of the ship at a Big Ten school. And that club's not very big. No, I'd go to Tom Allen and say, here, what do you want? I'll give it to you.
I like that. You know, there's another guy who's a head coach at a Big Ten school. I don't think he was take your call, though, if you called him up and said, hey,
who?
Luke Fickell. You want to run the defense at Ohio State?
You may take your call in about 10 months after he gets fired.
Maybe he should. I don't know. All I know is this. I was not prepared. I know there were stories. I'm with you. Like last week, we did the stories. There were talks about Oklahoma saying they were getting him, and, you know, Notre Dame got interested, all that. I didn't really think that Jim Knowles would ultimately. I thought this was all bargaining. I thought he would, you know, you'd hear the noise. He'd go in and get his new contract that was the most ridiculous contract we've ever seen for a defensive coordinator. Ohio State would pay it, and that would be that. I really didn't think he would go anywhere, let alone to Penn State.
There is also a guy who has interviewed for several defensive coordinator jobs in the NFL this offseason, and that is Michigan defensive coordinator Wink Martindale.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could do a whole lot worse.
Call up Wink. Bring him in. Why not?
I mean, you know he knows how to run a defense.
Yes, you do. I also know that anybody with a Southern accent is not allowed to say the word wink because it comes out different.
Wank? Wink?
Our guy Wank is going to get this defense going. Let's get Wank in here.
So then Tim May can't say it. Hey, Wank. Tim May here. Didn't you retire? Yeah, I'm still working, though.
Tim May does a segment on his podcast called Winkin' with Wink, but it's just the way he intros it. You just really can't hear it any other way.
That's right.
That's right.
By the way, the rumors are that Chip Kelly is a hot commodity for NFL offensive coordinator jobs. So,
all right, well,
there's that.
Good for him. That I don't. Can he really leave?
He can.
No, I know that. Ryan Day is your buddy. You left coaching, like a head coaching gig, where granted, you're right. Maybe he was going to get fired from that gig anyway at UCLA, but you left being a head coach at a fairly big-time program, or at least in theory big-time program, that was joining the Big Ten anyway and was going to get a bunch of cash. You left there to come help out your friend because that friend, it seemed like, needed the help, and you wanted to be a part of that. They have a long connection. And yes, they won that trophy, and maybe that's all the agreement was like, hey, just help me get a national championship, and then anything after that, you go do what you want. But if that, I don't know, man. Do you take that? Do you throw that away just so you can go for a year at Ohio State, and then that's it? I would think you're sticking around for a while with Ryan Day if you're Chip Kelly.
Obviously, from a logistics standpoint, if you lose your defensive coordinator, your offensive coordinator, a bunch of players off this team, including your starting quarterback, 2 huge running backs, most of your defensive line, that's a huge thing to come back and try and repeat as champions with that. So the logistical issue of that's tough. But from a motivational aspect of it, could anything better happen to you? Because now Ryan Day, like the thought of, well, now I've won the title and I'm comfortable. That goes out the window because now you're on the revenge tour.
Yeah, I guess, right?
You want to show everybody else that it doesn't matter if this guy leaves or this guy leaves. I can do it all.
I would hope, and I think Ryan Day has never shied away from this. I would think that the revenge tour next year, regardless of if anybody left or not, is all going to be about that team up north.
Of course.
Like, I would hope that if you need any motivation, it's that one. That's your motivation. But you're right, adding this all into it of, oh, everyone hates me. Oh, everyone left. Everyone's not here. Huh, okay. Like, you're right. That would be added motivation. I just wonder if you can overcome all that so quickly. I do hope defensive coordinator, I know some people were, like, really excited that Ryan Day mentioned the safeties coach we have here at Ohio State, and that's cool. I'm sure that guy's really talented and smart and all that. This is Ohio State. Don't hire like a position coach to now be your defensive coordinator. That's just my hot take. Hire someone who's been I'm with you. I'd rather have someone who's been a head coach be the defensive coordinator here than someone who's never been a coordinator getting that gig. Maybe you could pair 2 people up, right?
Yeah.
Have an assistant DC and then like a guy who's your
right.
Tom Allen type. That I'd be cool with for the, but people are already like, oh, you mentioned the safeties coach. That's our new defensive coordinator. Like, calm down. I would hope Ohio State can do better than that.
Is Ryan Day getting a new deal? We give you the latest coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some slowdown due to an accident that's on High Street between East 7th Avenue and East 8th Avenue. And watch for some slower traffic on eastbound 670 between 5th Avenue and International Gateway. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan. And traffic.
Guys, it's D. Miller. It's a new year and time to keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. If you're lacking energy, muscle mass, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan. Look for a personalized treatment plan, like you'll get at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
The New Year's celebration is come and gone, but my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin are still offering those great deals. Rich is sticking with rates starting as low as 0% and leases starting from only $249 a month. Test drive the Prologue, the new all-electric SUV from Honda. And how about the very popular CR-V LX all-wheel drive? A 25 lease is only $349 a month for 36 months with $19.99 down. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Yes, we tried unplugging and then plugging them back in. It didn't help. This is Man and Bone.
Please subscribe to the podcast of this stupid show. It's available wherever you get your audio. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. The podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. Ryan Day, is he going to get a new contract after he wins the national championship? Also, is water wet? Here is what Ross Bjork said. He is the Buckeye coach for years to come. Here is what Ted Carter said. We're working on it. We don't have any announcements yet, but we have intent. I know Ryan wants to stay here, so we're working the details.
Okay.
Yes.
I presume he can name his number and he'll get it. I mean, I felt like anyway, after the Michigan game, Ross Bjork was about to give him a new contract even after he had lost 4 straight Michigan games. So, yeah, I'm quite sure now that he's won the national championship, he's not going anywhere for as long as he wants to be here, essentially. Under Ross Bjork's leadership, that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, and look, you win. This is the way the game works. You win 7 games at some of these programs, you get a new contract in the offseason.
That's right.
You win a national championship here, you name your price.
Yeah, and I'm not, by the way, that's not me being sarcastic.
No, name it. Take advantage.
He does have the highest winning percentage of any active coach, if I'm not mistaken, at least of all the big-time schools. And what is it, 3rd all-time? He's won a national championship now. That is one of the biggest questions that were asked about Ryan Day. Can he win the big game? Well, now he's won multiple big games in the last few months. So, yeah, he answered those questions. He's going to get his new contract. Then, obviously, next year comes Michigan game, and I'm hopeful that he'll get over the hump with that, too. And then we go forward from there. And maybe he defends his national championship. It's going to be a tall order next year, given all the talent that is going, rightfully so, to the NFL.
I don't think he's ever going to lose a game again. That's my prediction to you. Ryan Day never loses again.
You know what? I hope he does. I hope he
loses.
No, I hope he goes undefeated for the rest of all time, and then we just get bored with winning. Remember all that with the Michigan game, where it'd be like, this game's kind of boring because we win it all the time by 30 points. Man, I don't like the rivalry. Well, how do you like it now? I like this winning thing that we just did. I like it that none of these games were really that competitive in the college football playoffs. More of that, please.
He is going to Michigan next year. That team is winning. And even if they're not winning, like in the 4th quarter, if they're not winning, he's going to go find someone to shut the power off in the stadium.
Yeah.
Like he will not stand there and watch another loss. He will sabotage it.
By the way, speaking of watching another loss, that was, Jack Sawyer had that moment, right, where he's watching that Michigan game and he's fired up.
Yeah.
Well, you saw him yesterday on the podium.
Yeah.
Standing up there talking. And he did the whole, I think I'm going to come back for my 5th year of eligibility. And then he goes, I'm just kidding, guys. Are you kidding? I'm getting out of here. They told me I got to go. I got to go make some money in the NFL, which he should do. He deserved it.
Of course he should.
But I was also thinking of that, boy, can you imagine a month and a half ago, if he had done that? You know what I mean? The narrative on even him. And he had a great Michigan game. No shade to him. He played awesome in that game. It sucks that they lost.
Yeah.
But then that wasn't a one-off. You saw what he could do in the big time when the lights are on. He had an amazing college football playoff. So, yeah, talk your talk, have your fun. You earned it. All these guys did.
The other thing, too, is that, no one else can ever – there's always that one person in your life that outdoes your tale of woe.
Right, sure.
Where it's like,
no matter what it is.
I got this happy. It's like, oh, yeah, is that tough for you? My kid was born with no limbs, and we just declared bankruptcy, and I just found out I have leukemia. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, crap. My car needs a new muffler. I'll stop complaining now. Right?
Yeah.
Anybody who goes to Ryan Day and says, Coach, I was had a bad game. I was reading my mentions on social media, and some people were just downright mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
You have to have the armed guards with Uzis outside your house at night.
Right.
And
yeah, I think he's got the ultimate trump card on that for the rest of life, right?
I think about that, too, with, John Cooper, who you and I have gotten to know a little bit because he comes in here.
Yeah. I mean, we see him from time to time. He's very pleasant to talk to. If you want to get a story out of him, he is willing to talk about him.
Right. And he's a very nice man. And I can't say that about a lot of football coaches that I've met.
Yeah.
But, he'll tell these stories sometimes that he tells as funny stories, but they're kind of heartbreaking. Where it's like, yeah, I had a good next door neighbor who would always take down the for sale sign in my house by the time I got home. Huh? I know I'm doing a Tim May impersonation here, but
that's kind of what
I don't
Coop's
do
like, yeah.
Coach Coop, but you don't know whether to laugh or to just pat him on the back and say, well, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Because ultimately, he's a very nice man who has made this community his home. He's a college football Hall of Famer. He continues to come in here and do radio and television, even in the winter of his years. But he doesn't know the other side, right? No. He doesn't know the satisfaction of winning. Ryan Day went through all of the crap, maybe even worse.
Sure.
Than Coach Cooper. But he comes out the other end knowing what it's like to be a national champion. And I wonder if that sticks with Coop or if he has come to terms with it, that it just wasn't in the cards for me for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some of that. I'm sure there's also a part of you that never really, if you're honest deep down inside, is like, boy, if we'd have just done this on third down.
Oh,
in this
absolutely.
Game, right. Or Sean Springs doesn't slip on that one play, stuff like that probably eats at you.
Or if they had the playoffs.
I was just going to say that.
That's been my thing the whole way, is that people who bag on Cooper because they just look at a record, especially, I get it if you didn't live through it or you aren't old enough to remember that. I was like a junior high school. That was like, me growing up as a Buckeye fan. John Cooper was the first coach I really knew.
When was that?
Back when I was banging.
Thank you.
I knew of Earl Bruce getting fired, but I was so young when I heard that news. I actually thought it meant Buckeye fans lit Earl Bruce on fire, which means one thing.
Well, sadly,
I didn't know that word.
Some people would try.
Well, what I'm saying is, at the age of I think I was 4 or 5 when he got fired, I knew two things. One, firing could mean lighting you on fire. And two, if anybody would do it, it would be Buckeye fans. So even back then as a kid, I've just grown up knowing this job's intense. But yeah, John Cooper, 100% with Eddie George and Orlando Pace and all those dudes he had. You're telling me they couldn't have made a run in a college football playoff once? And I'll even say if they had a 4-team playoff, they could have won one, let alone this 12-team deal. Probably wouldn't have missed many of those. So, yeah, I'm sure just like a lot of players that we talk to who say, man, if I could have got name, image, and likeness back when I was playing, I could have made probably a few $1 million before I even got out of college. Coop probably looks at that stuff now and goes, man, a 12-team playoff? Whoa, think of the damage we could have done.
I wonder if he does, or if he doesn't allow himself to.
Fair enough.
He said, well, that's just, that was my career. I'm proud of it. Yeah, I wish I would have done things differently.
Like you said, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Right.
And he's a very nice man.
Yeah.
And he parks in a parking spot like a regular human being. Unlike Tim May, who just drives up here and makes his own parking spot.
Yeah. I had a great story, too, with Coach Coop. The night of the championship game, he was coming in here to do some work for Channel 10.
Right.
And it's probably in the fourth quarter. And I hear this. I had my door open, and I just hear this banging. I'm like, what is that noise? And then
Carlos Baerga in the other room?
And then I hear it again, so I go out to check, and it's Coach Coop out on the garage door. He's just banging on the garage door, trying to get in. I felt like, here's this great coach
standing out in the cold.
Yeah, and it was like 0 degrees that night.
Yeah,
too.
Black.
And he was looking for Nicole. Yeah,
yeah, and we got him in here, and he probably did a great job on TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, Coach Coop. No, he's dedicated. Comes in. I'll never forget the time where I asked him about Orlando Pace, the basketball player, and he just, oh, man, he's a hell of a basketball. Oh, my God, might have been a better basketball player. And he just went on for 5 minutes about how great of a basketball player he was, and they thought about getting him over to play for the basketball team at Ohio State. And I thought, I'm literally listening to this man, a Hall of Famer, talk about another Hall of Famer who I idolized as a child playing basketball. And that was, some people say Orlando Pace is better sport. That's how good he was. Tremendous.
Can you imagine that?
Oh, no.
Orlando Pace in the paint. My God.
I mean, that was Coop had Ricky Dudley, John Lumpkin, guys who played both football and basketball. But man, if you had Orlando Pace playing basketball,
Well, I'm just saying, we talk about Jared Sullinger throwing his ass around. Imagine Orlando Pace in there.
And by all accounts, I mean, the man was he was an early prototype for what you have now in the NBA. He was stepping back, hitting threes. Like, he wasn't just a guy banging under the basket either.
Ryan Day will be on your television tonight. Well, I don't know that. He has the ability to be on your television tonight. Details coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got slower traffic on eastbound 670 between Cleveland Avenue and 71, and you're looking at a couple-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side from 670 to 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey there, Beamer here. Big news for Columbus. We all love new, right? A new house, a new car, a new phone, a new dog, a new puppy, whatever. And of course, a new store. There's a brand new AT&T store on Georgesville Road. That means you just got even more of what we need to stay connected. A new store in the 614 means now that we have even more ways to bring us together. So whether you need a new device, a new charger, or the very best deals on every smartphone, AT&T has got you covered. Because bringing people together is what AT&T does. When you're meeting the family for a barbecue or analyzing the next game with your friends who know better than the coach, or getting together for a hockey game, you can come join me, Brandon Beam, and 97.1 The Fan on Saturday from noon to 2 at 1605 Georgesville Square Drive, and walk away feeling connected in more ways than ever before. Because AT&T knows connecting changes everything. Visit your local store for more information. Offers vary by device. Restrictions may apply.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life, so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. I want to tell you about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dip with chips and wings and even veggies while watching the big game. And now Daisy came out with Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are a game changer. As good as homemade dip, and they've got real herbs and spices. Ingredients you'd find right in your own kitchen. Next time you're watching a big game, before you do, stop at the store and grab these new Daisy French Onion or Daisy Ranch dips.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, two windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
Quite a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, Biatch.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Tri-State Men's Health today. because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Tri-State Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654 or go to TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. No Desmond Howard death wishes since 2012. This is Man and Bone.
So happy you've tuned in 3 hours a day, every single day. Tell a friend. Ryan Day will be on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, there you go.
Tonight.
And the legendary Roots Crew. Shout out to them. His house band. One of the greatest bands of all time.
Now, all I saw was that he was going to be on the show. Does that mean he's going to be like a guest in the chair? Is he going to do like a Zoom thing?
I would hope. Now, this complicates matters a little bit because you and I, from what we understand, tonight, Buckeye basketball plays Iowa. The men's team plays Iowa at 8 p.m. Coverage starts here at 7. Am I right?
Yes.
That's how that should work?
That's right.
7 p.m. right here on The Fan. So Ryan Day and the football team are going to get honored at the game. I'm guessing that means during halftime, but what do I know? I don't know if they've said when it is. My guess is that that's what they're doing. Who knows? But they don't tape the Tonight Show it's not live at 11:35. They tape it obviously sometime between 5 and 7 usually. I think most of these shows tape. Okay. Yeah. So that's in New York. If he's not zooming in, I mean, is there a chance he's actually going to be there in person? You won the national championship. You should be able to go in person.
Ryan Day's got the PJ. He's got the private jet. He's not waiting at LaGuardia for a flight back to CMH. So he flies in, does the show, right? Let's say he gets done at 6.
Sure.
He gets done at 6, gets in the car, back to the airport, and let's say it's a good hour before he can actually get himself up in the air. So 7, game doesn't start till 8. It's a short flight. He's not coming on till halftime. Boom. Walks right on the court.
You're right.
Look, I see it all the time. Like I saw on the news, hey, Trump's in North Carolina, and 5 seconds later, he's in L.A. Well, I don't know how that happened.
Yes, teleportation.
Teleportation? Maybe the Ryan Day, once you win a national championship,
or
the rules of time no longer apply to you.
I mean, it is possible that some of these politicians have a body. Maybe Trump has a body double. You know, think about the audition process for that job. That'd be fun. Anyway, maybe that's why you see him.
Alec Baldwin, who, by the way, has a reality show.
What's it called?
TLC.
Oops, sorry about that.
No, but it's just, I love it, where him and his wife, who's like fake Spanish.
Okay.
Right?
Hilaria.
She's Hilaria. She's got the fake Spanish accent.
Isn't she from Boston, I believe?
Something like that.
But she
identifies as Spanish. Well, whatever. Who cares?
Okay.
My whole problem is that these people, the last couple of years, have been saying, give us your privacy. Why do you always care about us? Meanwhile, you're taking pictures of your entire brood of kids with you in a bra, and now you're doing a TLC reality show.
Yeah, I think that's part of the celebrity life, right? If you're saying you want privacy, I agree. You should be able to have the right to that.
We'll give it to you. First of all, stop shooting people on movie sets and stop taking Instagram pictures with your 19 kids in your bra.
Alec Baldwin wears a bra? That's amazing. I need to see that.
You know what I mean.
Okay. No, but you're right. When you have a reality show, it does tend to lead to the lack of privacy. That's what those things are about. That's why you've done that.
Also, has a reality show that follows the family around, has it ever worked out for anyone on those shows? Let's do a quick little history. All right?
Yeah.
Sister Wives is on like season 90. And that whole family's destroyed.
They're all divorced and everybody hates each other, yeah.
And I'm not saying it wouldn't have happened without the show, but you can't tell me putting your entire life on national television is helpful to a relationship.
Probably not.
So you have that. You have the Duggars.
Well, Duggars got a guy in jail, right?
The oldest son is in jail.
Right. What John and Kate plus 8? They
hate each
divorced
other
years ago.
Right. The kids don't even see. Is it John or the mom or somebody?
I forget which. Yeah, they don't. There's not. It's not. It doesn't sound very functional.
Hulk Hogan said, "Let me do a reality show." He got divorced. His kid killed somebody in a car accident.
Oh, well, does that have to do with the reality show or just? I mean,
well, no, I'm just.
There's also a pro wrestling contingent. Like Hulk Hogan could have been weird with all that just from the pro wrestling. You're right. Terry Bollea.
What else?
His name?
There's other stuff too.
Who's you know what? You know who actually seems kind of normal and well-adjusted?
I don't know what you're going to say, but it's wrong.
I saw that, like when Spencer Pratt and Heidi, what's her face?
Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt?
No, their house burned down in the fires. And they do social media stuff now, but they were apparently like, yeah, I mean, we don't have millions of dollars. We live fair. Like they obviously made some money from that show, but they're not super rich.
And what happened to them? Their house burned down.
All right, you're right.
See? That's what happened.
No, but when they were talking, they were like, we go to work, we have jobs.
Weren't they also selling crystals that you put on your nipples for healing?
Well, I know that's what you used to say all the time was the healing crystals from Spencer Pratt, but I don't know if they're still in that business or if they've gotten out of it. I don't know.
And I think once you go down that wormhole of crystal nipple healing, there's not a whole lot of normal.
Does
on
it
the
heal
other
more
end.
than just the nipples, or is it only
it
for
heals
nipple?
Everything you put them on your nipples.
You have to put them on your nipples
because that's
I
the
see.
gateway to your body is the nipple. It soaks in.
Is that?
Yes, it soaks in through the nip.
I remember in my religion growing up when I accepted, when I accepted Christ, I didn't have to accept him through my nipple. I just said a prayer, and then I was believed to have accepted him. That's how it works.
Well, I accepted him through my mouth.
Well, that's what I mean. You verbally say what it is.
I ate him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you got to eat the body and drink the blood.
You didn't do that?
Blood.
You didn't do communion?
We did, but it wasn't. It was like this is a nice thing we do. It was not like.
Oh no, that was a big deal.
Well, no, it's big, but it's not like essential to going to heaven. If you didn't take it, you could just not take it one time and you're fine.
You had to go through classes, right?
Oh.
I mean, you just can't walk up there willy-nilly and stick your tongue out like.
No,
you got to go through classes. You got to learn the proper way to accept it.
I'm only laughing because I wish people could see your face when you do that.
Well,
which I know they can't on the YouTube.
Anyone who's ever been to Catholic church, there's certain types of people you can see them by sight, where you know exactly they're not going to be the people going up there with their hands out.
Oh, you can just take it in your hand, or
that's how most normal people do it. Oh. But you got some oldies and some weird people that go right up with their mouth and go, oh. And the poor priest or the person's got to put the wafer on their pulsating tongue. Mm-hmm. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's
you.
It's
give
entirely
me that.
Disturbing, right?
Put it in my mouth. Oh.
Well, you know what we had at our churches? You didn't go up. Like at least the churches I grew up in, they passed. You know, like the offering plates. We had like golden looking offering plates with velvet on the inside.
That would have been good.
And they had the little, they had the pieces of bread, the unleavened bread that we would you pass it down. But that means people would like rifle through to find the one they wanted. And it's like, they're all the same and they're all being blessed. So just pick one and eat it.
I remember my first communion. When is that? Second grade when you do that?
You got me. Sure.
All right. So yes. I was, 7, 8 years old, just like my daughter is. And first communion, you're in your suit. And the girls are in the white dresses, right? And it's a big deal. Your whole family's there. You feel like you're on a stage doing a production.
Yeah.
But really your entire job is just to walk up there and eat a wafer. But you gotta stand in the line the right way. You gotta file in and out the right way. You gotta kneel down when it's your turn to kneel down. These are all new things. And I remember I was so worried about everything, like keeping my space in line, not messing anybody else up. I go up there. And I get the communion wafer, the host, as we called it, and I started to choke on it.
Oh.
Like it lodged in my windpipe.
Oh, no.
And for a moment, I was panicked, saying, they're going to have to give me the Heimlich at my first communion. Now, thankfully, I got it down.
What happened? Choked on Christ, apparently, is what happened.
That's a bad way to die.
That was a good album by Slayer.
Choked on Christ?
Excellent. That one is a banger. Excellent. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Who knows?
Oh, yeah, Ryan Day on Jim tonight.
Jim Knowles getting excommunicated from the Church of Ohio State. That's what's happening.
Now, I'm sure Jimmy Fallon won't do this because he's not a fan. He's not an insider. But I would love him to say, so let me get this straight. You just won the national championship, and your no-good, in-grade coach, defensive coordinator, leaves for another job?
That's right.
At a school that you consider to be your rival? Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I would love to hear some just unbridled, let's go. Just let it out there, Ryan Day. You got a chance on national TV to talk about this situation. I'd love to hear what he has to say.
The show's taped, right?
Yeah.
You can let the expletives fly. I've seen Bill Burr on these shows. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He lets it go.
My guess is, though, that Ryan Day will be playing a xylophone with Jimmy Fallon as they do like a cover of a Bee Gees song.
I see.
I'm hoping, actually, that happens as well. I'd like both to happen.
All right, bad news for the Jackets. Details next. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on High Street between East 7th Avenue and East 8th Avenue. That's causing some holdup there. And you're going to hit a couple-minute delay on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan. And traffic.
Hey guys, Anthony Rothman here for Low T Center. Keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. If you lack energy, muscle mass, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy may be your answer. But all guys have different T levels, so don't settle for a standard dosage plan. Get a personalized treatment plan at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Book your appointment at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and 7 weeks ago I decided to make a change, and now I'm down 37 pounds. Only 7 weeks to drop what probably took 5 years to put on. What's more wild is how easy it was, all thanks to Awaken 180. I'm chasing Willie around like it's nothing, throwing him up in the air, running after the dog, all kinds of good things. Something that used to leave me gassed. And you know what? If you're overweight, I'm sure that you can relate. Late nights, early mornings, football playoffs, none of it feels like it's slowing me down anymore. And those cravings that always got in my way, gone. Poof. What I thought would be a struggle has become second nature. The other guys here at the Fan were right. Awaken 180 gives results. And more importantly, the fast results we need to keep on going. My coach, Natalie, is the health guru. She helps me adjust to fit my crazy schedule, from what to eat to when to eat. No meds, no gimmicks. Just a plan straight up that works and can work for anyone. If you want control, take control with Awaken 180. It is the choice to make. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. Ohio State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles is now officially former Ohio State defensive coordinator. Knowles is going to State College to perform the same job for the Nittany Lions. The deal that Penn State offered Knowles was unprecedented. It's a 3-year, $9.3 million deal, and it will be the first time that any collegiate coordinator will make north of $3 million in a season. In other contract news, Chase Brown of 11 Warriors is reporting that, according to University President Ted Carter, Ohio State and Ryan Day are discussing a contract extension. Day's current contract runs through the next 4 football seasons. And in the NFL, we have a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl for the second time in 3 seasons. I hope you're a Jason Kelsey fan because we're due for 2 weeks of content trying to figure out just who he's going to be rooting for. Also, after interviewing with multiple teams for a possible head coaching position, Ravens OC Todd Monken is signing an extension to further his stay in Baltimore. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
1, 2, 3. Football season is weird because we actually look forward to Mondays. It's Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. The only thing harder than common man's arteries is T-Bone thinking about a red-bellied woodpecker. This is Man and Bone.
It is Yikes Monday. Yikes coming up at 4:30. Today is the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz.
Oh, yeah.
They had, ceremony's the wrong word. They had a thing.
A remembrance, like you said.
Yeah,
right?
where the few survivors that are still alive, their family members, they went back there. It's very emotional. I've never been to Auschwitz, but people who go, even if you're not Jewish, I've been told you feel that pit in your stomach, and it's just a very eerie, horrible place. Breaking news, any place where over 1 million people were sent to their deaths, bad.
Right.
But I always think this when, and obviously they're not the same thing, but you have your Holocaust deniers, you have your moon landing deniers. And we worked with some of those people. And I always...
Crazy enough to say, but yes, we did.
Wondered, if Neil Armstrong was in front of you, or Buzz Aldrin, and you're one of these we didn't go to the moon people.
Right.
Would you just scream at their face and say, liar, you're just an actor? And I'm watching these people at Auschwitz today just obviously go through every range of emotion they possibly can. Oh, and by the way, they're 100.
Right. I mean, this is National Holocaust Remembrance Day, correct?
Yes,
I believe that's
right.
what they call it today. And, I saw someone who it was like a political cartoon someone had posted that said, that it was somebody holding a scroll, like a piece of paper that was rolled up, and it was an arm that was reaching that out to another person. And they were taking the roll of paper out of their hand, and the roll said memories. And then it showed the one hand was like the rest of us. And then the arm that was handing the memories over had a number on its arm. This person was signifying that, you have to listen to these stories. They are difficult. They are tragic and horrifying to think about that this could happen, but we cannot let them die to history. We cannot let people say things like, oh, this, it didn't really happen the way you don't understand. No, it did. It's more horrifying than you can even imagine. And days like today are a good moment to take a long time to sit and think about that, however long you need.
I'm just saying, the Kyrie's of the, and is Kyrie a Holocaust denier?
I don't know that.
All right. Anyway,
he's been on some conspiracy stuff. Right, to your point,
the people who say, well, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying just something to think about. Ugh. Think about saying that to this person's face.
Right.
These people that are at Auschwitz today, and a lot of these people are going to be gone in a couple of years. There's going to be no survivors left. And so family members will be there, and we tell these stories. But I remember, my grandfather. He's been dead for many years, but, he was my connection to World War II.
Yeah.
Right? I had 2 grandfathers that fought in the war. One was with the Italian Navy, who was in league with Hitler.
Right.
The other one was in the United States Army, who was in D-Day. And, they didn't like to talk about it much, but when they did, you sort of listened hard because it's coming from a firsthand source. And it strikes me sometimes that we don't have a lot of those firsthand sources left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why it's so important to hear those stories and to make sure. I mean, they have been, right? They're being recorded as we speak. People are taking this information and documenting it and keeping it alive.
Let's actually listen to it, though. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And, I don't know if you see stuff going on now that you're like, boy, that doesn't look good. Keep a remembrance of what happened previously and apply the things you remember to things you see anytime going forward. That's just a blanket statement that's applied from literally the day after it happened to today and beyond. Always keep that in mind.
You know what I like to do on a Monday is start the Monday show talking about Holocaust. It's a way to get all the listeners in.
I know.
But you know what? This is the type of show that we do. We'll talk about Jim Knowles being dead to us. We'll talk about the vindication of Ryan Day and the celebration yesterday. We'll talk about me almost choking on my first communion wafer. And we'll remind you, Holocaust, bad.
Well, right. I mean, I think that's...
Is that a hot take?
I hate to say it. That should be an easy win, right? To be able to say that that's a bad thing. I think we all can agree that that's horrible.
Jackets are off until Thursday. They're getting ready for a 4-game road trip. They go to Vegas. They go to Utah, first ever trip there. They go to Dallas, and they go to Buffalo. Big win against the Kings on Saturday night. Sold-out house. Overtime victory. I did see, though, that Sean Monahan, 6 to 8 more weeks with the bad wrist. So that's the bad news.
That was a setback on his comeback, essentially, from the injury. So that's too bad.
But Boone Jenner's on the ice. He's ahead of schedule.
That's good. And you know what? Zach Werenski, yet again, had another point at home. That's now 19 for him. So I forget who he passed as far as defenseman all time, but he's got to be.
Bobby Orr.
It wasn't Bobby Orr has a couple of them, but I don't think that's who it was. I forget the guy's name, but it's a good one. I can't remember his name.
It's a goodie.
It's a name from a while back who I can't remember. But yeah, this is a Jackets team that continues to give us a little bit of hope. What were they last week? I think they split their 4 games last week, 2-2. So you got some ups and downs with this team, right? But if they can continue to do something along those lines, they will be in this playoff hunt all the way through.
If someone were to say to you, back in September, when this team was first getting together and the tragedy that happened, obviously, back late summer, that come January 27th, they'd be playing meaningful hockey. Everybody would sign on that dotted line.
Of course. And I also think if you had said that, if you explained to them what the season currently is and said this is the job that has happened with Dean Evison, the thing that would be said back in September would, well, then there's no discussion about who is winning Coach of the Year in the NHL, correct? It's not even an argument, and it better not be. Dean Evison they should already engrave his name on the trophy.
I'll tell you,
it's his time.
Rimmer blew my mind with Dean Evison because he was talking last week because they went to New York, played the Rangers, Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
And he was saying that Dean Evison was hoping to take in a Broadway show.
Love that.
He's a big Broadway musical fan. Now, again, looks can be deceiving. But I look at Dean Evison, who's always got that look of unhappy constipation on his face. And you need that from a good coach. But I can't picture him saying, I got to get to the balcony so I can see Hello, Dolly.
Well, to your point, there are some coaches who have more of a, their look is like they're a player's coach, right? And they come in and they're just like, yeah, we want to be tough and physical, but I want my guys to play free. I want to play loose. Dean Evison comes in and has every bit of rink rat thing you would think about when you think of a guy who's spending 18 hours a day at the coldest, most northern hockey rink in Canada, right? You just picture Dean Evison would just show up there and be like, yes, this is what he likes. And instead he's like, no, whenever I get a chance to get away from that, I do like that. I also enjoy seeing just people singing and dancing. And I mean, he's in the room where it happened, right? He'll go watch one of those plays, the Hamilton play, right?
I wonder if, because obviously we live in this world where you talk about, Michael Jordan and LeBron, who's the best, right? Yeah. But there's got to be these Reddit communities, I'm sure they exist, where there are just hardcore musical theater fans. The same way we would think about Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
Oh, yeah.
And they're having these name-calling back and forth. You're telling me that Hamilton guy, what's his name? Or Lin Miranda, whatever his name.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's better than Andrew Lloyd Webber? Get out of here.
Right.
Impossible.
Those people are known as my wife. That's what she.
Oh, does she get into it?
She gets like, well, she's not a good. I don't know the names. Like, she'll talk about different, like the Phantom, like different Phantoms that have played the part, and she's like, "Oh, this guy sucks. Now this guy was good. I didn't like this guy.
This perverted Phantom."
Right. Well, Phantom of the Opera is her favorite one, and I have to always remind her that it's one of the creepiest musicals in the history of musicals.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah. It's it's a guy who keeps a woman in a dungeon and sings to her, and then she falls in love with him.
It's also like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
He kidnapped her.
That's right. He does. You're right. They should call these plays Stockholm Syndrome. I believe it's the name you need. That's not Phantom of the Opera.
That was the good old days. I'm told
Stockholm Syndrome of the Opera.
Back in the good old days, right? The same places where we're singing "Baby, It's Cold Outside" around the Christmas tree, and watching Phantom of the Opera and Beauty and the Beast. That's just the way it was.
That's the way it was. Yeah, that's right. I was waiting. Is there going to be any discussion of It's a Wonderful Life? I didn't know if that was going to come next.
Oh no, that's just a fantastic movie. I love that movie. It's a great movie. Hey, Cavs hosting the Pistons tonight.
Yeah.
You still all in on the Cavs, buddy?
They're having a little bit of a rough spell right now. I'm not going to lie.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm still all in. They're still good. They just got it. They're working through it. It's a long NBA season. Yeah,
that's right. I have some exciting news for you about one of my favorite establishments. We will be discussing about the sweet clouds of goodness that is Krispy Kreme donuts coming up next in Fat Boy Food Tap. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 10-minute slowdown due to an accident on eastbound East Broad Street at McNaughton Road, and things are slow on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lesset. The Ohio Laborers Union. They're more than just hard hats and tools. They're the backbone of Ohio's infrastructure, constructing vital projects that shape your communities, from iconic bridges spanning rivers to underground tunnels. They build connections that stand the test of time. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey friends, Beamer here. I want to tell you about my new obsession. It's the Daisy French onion dip. One of my guilty pleasures, I'm sure you have it too, during the football season, is eating dips. Sometimes with chips, wings, veggies, whatever you want to dip in there. And now Daisy, they've come out with a Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy Ranch dip. And these are a total game changer. They're just as good as homemade dips, if not even better. They've got real herbs and spices and ingredients you'd even find in your own kitchen. I invite you to try the Daisy French onion dip. I'm a big French onion guy. That's my favorite. You can look for Daisy French onion dip at a grocery store near you.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, so you save on all the crunch, all the flavor, all the just-picked goodness you love. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop with new low prices on apples, carrots, lettuce, celery, and more. Enjoy fresh savings on fresh produce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron.
Superheroes! I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO. Jerry,
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens. We're going to watch temperatures fall by just a few degrees as we head through this evening and into tonight. Look for a low in the upper 20s as skies watch increasing clouds move in. A few flakes of snow possible late tonight into early Tuesday, but temperatures will keep any meaningful accumulation from happening. We'll be back up into the upper 30s with partly to mostly cloudy skies Tuesday, low 40s by Wednesday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy?
Yeah.
This ain't one of them.
No, it's not.
Although I'd like to say this is a journey. This is why this show is a journey, because we started the show talking about how Jim Knowles is dead to us. We talked about the celebration from yesterday, Buckeye celebration. We somehow got into my first communion.
Mm-hmm.
We then talked about Auschwitz, as you do.
Okay.
We have yet to talk about who's going to the Super Bowl, but
we'll get there.
It's a 3-hour journey.
We'll talk about it.
Other shows insult you. They talk about the same things every 15 minutes. They rehash their opinions. We're not going to do that. We're a whole experience for you. 3 hours a day, every single day. Do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's, do we want to talk about that now? Do we want to spoil that?
I actually have Krispy Kreme stuff that I want to talk about.
Oh, well, then let's do that.
So we'll do that in order of importance.
Right.
I think Jim Knowles going someplace else, communion, Auschwitz, donuts, then Super Bowl stuff.
Yeah,
Fat Boy Food.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip. This is dumb. I quit.
I have long contended that for me, when made correctly, there is no greater sweet thing on earth than a Krispy Kreme donut. Well, Krispy Kreme, starting today, is unveiling their Hearts in Bloom collection ahead of Valentine's Day. Here's what your local store is supposed to have.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean they will.
Yes, but this is what they're supposed to be making.
You Make My Daisy Donut, which is an unglazed heart donut filled with white cream dipped in strawberry-flavored icing, drizzled with yellow icing and topped with a daisy candy piece.
Okay.
The Love You Bunches donut, an unglazed heart donut filled with chocolate cream, dipped in red icing, drizzled with green stems, and topped with pink and red confectionery curls.
Okay.
The Blooming Heart donut, an unglazed donut heart filled with cookies and cream filling. So these are all filled donuts.
Yeah,
Breaking
sure.
news. dipped in purple icing and sprinkled with hearts in bloom sprinkles. And You Are My Sunshine donut, an unglazed heart donut filled with caramel-flavored cream, which I don't think I've had.
I haven't had that.
Dipped in chocolate icing, drizzled with a green stem and topped with a sunflower candy piece. There's also the You Broke Up With Me Burn in Hell donut, which has they don't have this donut.
Yeah.
But it should be something fiery hot, like a cinnamon flavored cream on the inside. And it's in the shape not of a heart, but a middle finger.
That's good. Now, it sounds like all those donuts are flower-shaped or flower named.
Well, it's Valentine's
The
Day.
idea being, I think you're supposed to be able to get like a dozen of those, and then you take them to your lover, and you say, here you go.
Don't say
I got
lover.
you. Lover. Oh, lover. I think you bring those over to someone and say, here you go. I didn't get you a dozen flowers. I got you a dozen donuts. If your store has them, that would be great. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have a Fat Boy food tip for you. Other than you missed yesterday or on Friday. You weren't here when we did the Skyline Chili Graters combo ice cream.
I was told about it, though, and I'm disappointed they didn't go all the way.
Well, they gave it. We both, Timmy and I liked it. Ted liked it. It was a cinnamon-flavored ice cream with oyster crackers in it. And you know what? It was nice. Only thing I would say, I would have just given the oyster crackers, like, let me crumble them up like I do when I go there into the chili at the end, not have them buried in the ice cream so they soak up all that cream.
Look, having a cinnamon ice cream and calling that a Skyline Chili ice cream flavor is a cop-out. What you should be doing is having little pieces of beef in there, beans, spaghetti pieces.
Why would you want that?
Because that's the real experience. Like if you're going to tell me I got a White Castle ice cream, then I want little pieces of onion in there, some pickle juice. That's what I want.
Disgusting.
Yes, it's just
no.
Yes.
What's wrong with Skyline saying we want to have an ice cream flavor?
No,
What's wrong with that?
Come on, I don't want dainty from you, Skyline. Get out of here.
They're not doing. It was a collab between two Cincinnati icons, right? Skyline Chili's from Cincinnati.
All right,
Graters
how about
from Cincinnati.
This? You know, Jenny's is known for listeria and weird flavors, so we get Jenny's together with White Castle. That's a Columbus icon.
Oh, but that's the thing. Jenny's would be like, oh, absolutely, we're putting hunks of beef in it.
That's right.
They would. Jenny's would go all in on that. They would just grind up hamburgers and put them in.
I got no problem with that. What would the ice cream
huge
flavor
problem with
be?
that.
I want to say onion ice cream.
Ew, no.
Like grilled onion ice cream. Are you not a White Castle guy?
No, I like White Castles. I don't want grilled onion ice cream is what you're saying.
How do
words
you know?
that came out of your mouth.
How do you know until you try it?
Because
we don't know.
Okay, fine.
We don't know.
I don't no.
I don't regular.
It makes me want to vomit. It makes me want to vomit the way you're saying this. It's so gross.
Teddy, would you try it? Would you try White Castle ice cream as I'm describing it to you?
I would try it, but I'm sure I would hate it.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yes.
Cheryl's Cookies for months sold a dill pickle flavored cookie.
I know they did.
And
you know how I know
people
that?
bought it.
You know how I know that? Because my loving family bought it for me and made me try it, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
No offense to Cheryl's Cookies. It's just, you were trying to do something. Like, they were remaining, I'll tell you this, they were very true to the idea.
Mm-hmm.
If you like pickles, we made you a pickled thing with dill. I mean, there was dill seasoning on it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, I took a bite of it, and I don't know if I could get it down. I wanted to throw up either way. It was the worst thing I've ever had. So, no, don't do that. Make sweet things. This was a good idea from Skyline. Cinnamon ice cream. Excellent.
It's a cop-out.
Your chili has cinnamon in it. It's one of the most distinctive flavors of that ice cream. Of the chili. Just go with that. It was good.
I don't like people that knock stuff before they even try it, too.
All right. But, like, if I...
No, I'm not talking about my gross ice cream. I'm actually talking about places like Skyline.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or White Castle. Places that people have not been, right? Now, if you have it and it's not your deal...
That's fine.
That's fine, right? It's all subjective. Like this show.
Right.
Maybe it's not your deal, but I've been on the air for 21 years. I must be making somebody some sort of money someplace. But for people who say, that's disgusting, who would like that? Well, clearly a whole generation of people, a whole region of people like it.
Yeah. I have never been a fan of someone who just turns their nose up at it before you even try it. Because I was a kid who, when I heard the word carrot cake, I said, get the hell out of here.
Oh, I love a good carrot cake.
No, I do too. I love it now. But when I first heard that term, I was like, why would anyone want to eat? I've had carrots. I've had cake. They taste nothing alike. Why would I want that? And then you find out, well, I mean, I'm sure there are some carrots involved, but there's a lot more flavors going on. There's a lot more to that cake, and it's actually quite good. But if I had just gone off of the name itself or the reputation I believed it to have, yeah, I never would have experienced how great it is. I don't get it when people turn their noses up at Taco Bell. Like, people who don't eat it, who don't go there, fine, you don't get to talk. If you've had it, or you got to at least try it once every, I don't know, couple years to see if you don't like it.
I do that with things I don't like.
They have new stuff there at Taco Bell.
Nude.
And nude stuff, yes. But you tell me right now, you go to Taco Bell and you order up, they've got these like grilled cheese dipper burrito things where it's like they put the cheese on the outside, they grill it to the little burrito, the tortilla. Inside, they've got meat and cheese and sauce, and they give you a dipping sauce.
Well, what's the problem?
If you don't like that, that's fine. But if you're saying, I don't like Taco Bell, I used to eat it in high school, it grosses me out now. Well, you were in high school 10 years ago, buddy. Like, switch it up. Go check it out now. They've got new things. That's all I'm saying. And they have hot sauce. Put the hot sauce on it, and it's great, even if you don't like it.
My mom, for my birthday, made me tacos. First of all, I'd like to point out that I said I want pizza. She said that's not fancy enough.
Wait, your mom made you tacos?
And then I showed up and she made me tacos. I know that most people's parents made them tacos, but I want to tell you what it would be like if I came home when I was 10.
Yeah.
And I said, Mom, I'd like some tacos for dinner. What the hell you think this is? A drive-through window? What are we, hillbillies? We're not making tacos. No, I turned 45 and there's tacos on the table. My mom made me tacos.
And you didn't request this.
No, I didn't request it, but
right. It wasn't like a family recipe that you always had.
Family recipe? No, all I wanted as a kid was to have tacos for dinner.
And she never make them.
We didn't have any of that fun stuff. We didn't have hamburger. I asked once for hamburger helper. She slapped me in the face.
Jeez, that's not good.
But Mom, it looks good. Yeah, I make real food.
Wow.
But now, here's some tacos. And I said to her at the table, I said to my daughter, I said, hey, Samantha, how many times in my life do you think Nona is what we call her, has made me tacos?
Mm-hmm.
She said, I don't know. I said, once. Tonight.
Just now.
Tonight.
That's it.
I made you tacos. No, you didn't.
Well, here's the question. Were they good?
Yes. And here's why they were good. Because I'm like, man, this is pretty good. It was the hard shell tacos, right? She had little shredded lettuce.
Okay.
And cheese. And the ground beef, because I thought we were going to have some dry-ass chicken to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
But she made ground beef.
Okay.
And she goes, do you like the beef? I said, yes, I do. She goes, oh, it's the Taco Bell recipe. It's the Taco Bell seasoning and the Taco Bell recipe.
What?
Yes.
Making Taco Bell tacos.
Right. Oh, does it taste just like Taco Bell? Yes, it does. But can I tell you something? They've got a window right over there.
And also, no offense, I don't care if you make the best dupe in the world of Taco Bell or any other food. If you give me the option of make it for you or we just go over there and eat it when they make it, I'd rather have them make it.
Know.
They're making it every day. So if that's where you were, your whole thing about wanting pizza for your birthday is even more ridiculous that you didn't get that, because not only did she say, no, we'll do tacos, something way classier than pizza, but then also she made you essentially Taco Bell tacos.
I want to make you something. All right, old lady, but I can just stop at the window and get it.
Can she not make you a pizza? I mean, she cooks, obviously.
I don't ask these questions anymore.
Okay.
I'm told to show up, I show up. That's all.
Okay.
The segment that's not a segment, even though it's a segment today. Yikes. Oh, crap.
Oh, God.
I know.
Teddy.
Suck. This ain't one of them, Teddy.
This ain't one of them.
Ted just over there shaking his head, saying, what did I do with my career? I wish I was still back in Panama.
Don't blame me. I'm sorry, Ted.
Working on a canal.
Mm-hmm.
Trump bombed my canal. Now I live in canal.
It all
and
comes
produce a stupid
Ted's
show.
Like, I just feel good about canal. I live in Panama. I live in Canal Winchester.
Yikes. In 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a couple-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Hamilton Road to 270, and traffic is slow on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows that with job site delivery as soon as same day, you can get what you need without losing valuable time. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select zip codes for same-day delivery. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Get ready for the big game and stock up on home team favorites like buy 5, save $5 deals at Meijer. Mix or match hundreds of items like assorted varieties of DiGiorno frozen pizza, 24 packs of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products plus deposit where applicable, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue or marinade sauce. Buy 5, save 5 this week at Meijer. That's the good life. A good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in store or in the Meijer app.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Droopy Sack and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. It is time for Yikes. Hey, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, not the Commanders. Why? Well, because maybe it's because they had 7 rushing touchdowns yesterday. Yikes. The last team to score 7 rushing touchdowns in a game was back in the 1940 NFL Championship, before there was even a Super Bowl. Yikes. Again, it was Washington playing the Bears, getting beat 73-0. Yikes. Then I started thinking about the Bears. That's my team.
Yeah.
Sid Luckman was the quarterback of that Bears team, and I'm not exaggerating when I say he's probably the best Bears quarterback of all time. Not a lot of competition for that title. As a joke, I made a real list of the best Bears quarterbacks of all time. This is the best that I could think of, okay?
All right.
Sid Luckman, Bill Wade, Jim McMahon, Eric Kramer, yes, and Jay Cutler. Wow. That's my whole list. Kill me now. Yikes.
On Saturday, number 1 ranked Auburn took on number 8 Tennessee in men's basketball. Auburn won in a close one, 53-51. But that day, they also tried to do some good. Tweeting out from the Auburn basketball Twitter account, they said, Auburn men, reminder to go get a prostate screening before tonight's game. The Mike Slive Foundation will be out on the main concourse in front of the Hall of Honor until halftime. The best thing you can do is detect it early. War damn, which is their cheer. Now, if you don't know, a prostate screening, you can do that with a blood test. But of course, many people online saw this and thought, oh, a prostate exam, which would be very different.
Come to the concourse for your rectal exam.
Everybody, hey, if you're over the age of 40, you should definitely do that. Men's health is important. Go get that checked. However, I can understand if people were notably hesitant to do that at a basketball game. Yikes.
Timmy's Kansas Jayhawks, they suffered a tough loss to Houston over the weekend in double overtime. Now, Kansas, they had a 6-point lead in the first overtime with just 20 seconds left. Now, the analytics, they tell us that Houston had a 0.4 chance of winning this game at that time. However, Kansas missed 2 free throws. Houston hit a 3 to cut the deficit to 3. Then Houston stole the inbounds, hit another 3 to tie it, sent it to the second overtime, where they would go on to beat Kansas by 6 points. Yikes.
You sound very breathy today.
Yeah,
he's smooth jazz, Ted.
I got some crud in there, so I don't know if I can get through all these.
I know what you're saying, Ted. If you get too loud with it, then it becomes you have to cough up a lung. Is that what you're kind of dealing with?
But I like it, Teddy.
It's good.
A high school track and field meet in Colorado turned rather uneventful situation on Sunday into front page news. Apparently, the hammer throw is a thing that they do. The competitors try and throw this heavy-ass weight as far as they can, but they have to keep it in bounds. You know what's not in bounds?
What's that?
The stands where people are sitting.
Oh, no.
It hit a dude in the head, and he died.
Oh, no.
He was pronounced dead at the scene. Yikes. The rest of the track meet was canceled.
Yeah.
Yes, and yikes.
That is one of those, whenever I watch that event, I go, I hope they know where this is going.
Well,
and I guess occasionally you don't. That's bad.
Yeah, and when somebody dies in an event like that, usually you would cancel that.
Yeah.
Unless
one of your wrestlers falls from the ceiling, then you scrape him off the canvas and get on with the show.
That's, that's called the WWE/F back then. They were the F. Adam Schefter over the weekend tweeted out something that got a lot of people riled up. He was tweeting about a story that said the NFL is going to they're going to consider adding quarterback slides into their review process for referees next season. But he opened up that article and he tweeted it out by saying, for all those complaining that Pat Mahomes gets too many calls, relief soon could be on the way. Well, Chiefs fans didn't like that framing. Why do you have to bring Pat Mahomes into it? Also, apparently, neither did the Quick Trip gas station's Twitter account.
Yep.
Quick Trip is based in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but they have a lot of gas stations in Kansas City Chiefs country. So they went after Schefter on Twitter and said the following. They said, Adam Schefter parks at the pump, then goes inside the gas station. Adam Schefter uses a napkin to dab grease off his pizza. Adam Schefter eats his ribs with a fork and knife. It went on for about 20 different tweets. The point here is that I bet Adam Schefter, when he sent that tweet out, didn't think Quick Trip, the gas station, would be giving him crap. But welcome to 2025. Yikes.
Customers at a Circle K in Northeast Ohio who recently went to gas up their vehicles filled their tanks not with unleaded fuel that they had selected, but diesel. Yikes. That's because Circle K, they said, hey, diesel fuel was delivered inadvertently into the wrong underground storage tanks. Yikes. They shut down the pumps until the problem was fixed, but not before at least 14 customers have fueled their vehicles with diesel. Yikes. The company said it plans to reimburse customers for any repairs and other costs associated with the mix-up after reviewing insurance claims. Yikes.
The Florida principal of an elementary school was arrested after more than 100 underage kids were found drinking and partying at her home.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Oh, no.
Elizabeth Hill Brodigan, the 47-year-old principal of Roosevelt Elementary School, was arrested alongside fellow teacher Carly Anderson after the principal hosted an open house party. Over 100 kids were at the home in matching T-shirts, themed, and many were consuming alcohol, which was available in coolers inside the home.
Okay.
One of the kids was found on the front lawn experiencing an alcohol-related medical event. During this time, the homeowner, who was this lady, Hill Brodigan, the principal, was seen by officers in the driveway of her residence turning off the outside lights and entering her residence, causing the paramedics to use auxiliary lighting on their vehicle to treat the juvenile. As of now, she has not been fired as principal of the school. I hope she is. Yikes.
This is my final yikes comes from the Empire State Building's Twitter account, where the Empire State Building apparently is on Twitter, number one. Number two, talks in the first person like it is a human. And then after the Eagles defeated the Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship game, said the following, quote, "I'm sorry I have to do this, shining in Eagles colors in honor of their NFC Championship win." This was accompanied by a video taken from the air of the Empire State Building lit up with green and it appears white as the colors that they went with to light up the building. I don't know why the Empire State Building, one, has to do this, because a few reporters dug in. It doesn't appear the NFL paid them to do this. They do this for every major sporting event, which is fine. But if it's your rival team of your local team, maybe you just sit this one out. Yikes.
South Carolina's women's basketball team, they had a nice win against LSU over the weekend, but they did have a yikes moment. South Carolina had to issue an apology to LSU and Tigers guard Flo J. Johnson on Sunday in response to the Gamecocks DJ playing a song by Johnson's late father at the end of Friday's game between the teams. Yikes. South Carolina, they did announce they suspended this DJ for a game, and they will meet with her to provide further education on their expectations of her in the future. Yikes.
Yeah, this song, by the way.
The DJ knew?
Yeah. No. Flau'jae Johnson's dad was Jason Johnson. He was known by the rap name Camouflage in the early 2000s. He died, I want to say, like right around the time she was born.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either before or after, like within 6 months. So she never really got to know him. This song has not been popular for 20 plus years. And then she just randomly threw it on, not before the game, not in the middle of the game, as just like, oh, sorry, that got in my playlist. That was one of my throwback songs. This is a song that she played after they won. It seemed like what everyone apparently who was in the building said, why would you pick that song? There's only one reason you would pick it. The DJ initially, when this was brought up, like just did a LOL and that's it response on Instagram, and then realized, oh, this is not going well for me. I should probably actually apologize now. So yeah, that's a new level of low that I've seen from the in arena DJ world of smack talk. That's a new one.
How's Leaky Black doing?
I don't know. North Carolina guard?
Yeah.
Oh, now he's in the G League.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
What's the other name that we found out about today?
Well, I didn't find out about him, but he's your guy from UC. Is it Timmy's over there?
Timmy, what's the name of the UC basketball player?
Jizzle.
Oh, Jizzle James.
Jizzle James. He had a good game
Jizzle,
the other night.
Man. Put some sizzle in that Jizzle.
Had a good game the other night.
Oh. I love me some Jizzle.
Do you, Queen?
Yep. How you doing over there, Timmy?
Good. How you guys doing?
You know what? I'm doing good because I just found out that a Buckeye legend has joined my favorite NFL team. And by favorite, I mean team that I am cursed to root for the rest of my life. I'll tell you who coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got an accident that's on Sawmill Road near Bright Road that's causing some holdup. And you're going to hit a 5-minute delay on eastbound 33 from Refugee Road to Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by AEP Ohio. Falling behind on your electric bill? At AEP Ohio, they're here to help you. If you need more time, want to set up a payment plan, or prefer more predictable average payments, they have you covered. Visit aepohio.com/billhelp today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Guys, it's D. Miller. It's a new year and time to keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. If you're lacking energy, muscle mass, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan. Look for a personalized treatment plan, like you'll get at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 31st. See Home Club for details.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and 7 weeks ago I decided to make a change, and now I'm down 37 pounds. Only 7 weeks to drop what probably took 5 years to put on. What's more wild is how easy it was, all thanks to Awaken 180. I'm chasing Willie around like it's nothing, throwing him up in the air, running after the dog, all kinds of good things. Something that used to leave me gassed. And you know what? If you're overweight, I'm sure that you can relate. Late nights, early mornings, football playoffs, none of it feels like it's slowing me down anymore. And those cravings that always got in my way, gone. Poof. What I thought would be a struggle has become second nature. The other guys here at the Fan were right. Awaken 180 gives results. And more importantly, the fast results we need to keep on going. My coach, Natalie, is the health guru. She helps me adjust to fit my crazy schedule, from what to eat to when to eat, no meds, no gimmicks. Just a plan straight up that works and can work for anyone. If you want control, take control with Awaken 180. It is the choice to make. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime 365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Did you feel that? It's your radio getting fatter. Getting fatter.
Chubby time!
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday. We'll talk about who's playing in the Super Bowl in a second. But first,
okay,
I want to talk to you about the big news of the day.
Which is?
The Bears' new quarterback's coach. Now, Ben Johnson is the new head coach, former Lions offensive coordinator. So naturally, he's going to poach talent off of his staff in Detroit. One of the guys on his staff in Detroit is new Bears quarterback's coach and Buckeye legend, J.T. Barrett.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Love that. Love that for your Bears.
Here's the good news. If Caleb Williams continues to suck, JT can play quarterback and coach himself.
That would be pretty rad if he just like rips off the he doesn't have warm-ups on. He has regular like coaching clothes on, but he takes those off and then he has like NBA in the 90s style warm-ups that he also rips off.
Awesome.
And he has full like Bears gear on with pads and a helmet magically appears on his head. That'd be great.
Also, Teddy's very excited because Brian Schottenheimer gets a 4-year deal to coach the Cowboys.
And Marty was a great coach.
You love that?
Marty was great.
Dude.
Yep, Marty was good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's normal. And I know like Timmy Hall is sitting over there with you, Ted. I'm guessing Timmy doesn't feel this way, but as someone who's just not in the my team's not in the NFC East, I don't really care. The Cowboys, as much as I dislike them, they're just like another team out there. I actually feel bad for like Cowboys fans with the amount of dysfunction they have there. That is one of the worst hires I think we've ever seen for a head coach. This is Brian Schottenheimer is a guy who has been the coordinator in Dallas in name only because Mike McCarthy was there. And so he's calling all the plays. Mike McCarthy wasn't good enough for you to retain. So what you've now done is not hired anyone from outside to come in and fix this problem. You have just said, let's retain a guy who didn't even have to call plays, bump him up to head coach, and now we'll just figure it out. You couldn't even get Kellen Moore apparently to come back. And that's a guy who's got his team as an offensive coordinator in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, hiring an assistant coach from a team that just didn't have any success. I mean, you're just not going to win that way.
Only the White Sox do that, Teddy.
No, there's another team that does that.
Oh, yeah? What team is that, Ted? Go ahead. I think I know what team you're talking about.
Who?
What team is that?
Tebow knows.
They play hockey? Is that the team?
No.
Oh, they play basketball? Which team are we talking about? There's lots of teams that have done that.
Don't say anything about Deeps. Deeps got a big game tonight.
Okay.
Iowa's in town tonight.
fine.
How you doing, Timmy?
Come on, Ted.
No, that's
I didn't say it. T-Bone said
Don't be
it.
pissy because Don't be pissy because the Cowboys suck and can't hire a coach.
I thought Ted was
kind of enjoy it.
I thought Ted was talking about the Jackets, how they've promoted guys who were assistants on after the
That's what I was
head coach
talking
leaves.
about.
They've done that too.
Yeah, but look at them now, though. Why bring that up now? They're different.
But what they do,
Doing things differently.
I was just comparing it to the Cowboys. So maybe the Cowboys in the future, like their next coach, they'll get it right. Is that what you're saying?
Future Conan?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what has to happen, Teddy?
What?
That's the old man dropping dead. That's
then
what that
his
sound
son
means.
just takes over.
Yeah, the family's in it, though. It's family biz.
Yeah, new Jerry takes over.
Well, yeah, but Steven's not going to be the general manager of the team. He may be a dope. No, he may be a dope running things. He's not going to be the GM.
Well, all right, but let's say he goes back to just being the fail-son owner of the team and lets an actual GM come in. They might be as good as, I don't know, the Indianapolis Colts, who have Jim Irsay running things after Dad was the one that was, obviously responsible for a lot of years of bad there.
Here's what you need, Teddy. You need Dan Snyder to come in as an advisor.
Oh, no.
And show you how to make the organization so bad that the rest of the owners force Jerry to sell.
Tell you what.
Then the family's out of it because the sale gets passed through. Did you guys see that article this weekend? I don't know if you hit on that in the show yet.
No, we haven't.
My goodness.
If you didn't see it, Dan Snyder had been apparently sources close to Dan Snyder, former Washington Commanders owner, were asking him about, hey, how do you feel about the team? Even though you got rid of them, do you feel good that at least that team is doing well and they're having this great season? And he said, apparently sources close to him say he absolutely hates it.
Why would he?
He's so mad about it.
He's a bad guy.
He's being honest, though.
He's not gonna like what they're doing. He's a London guy now. He basically moved overseas.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan Snyder and his wife have pretty much sole residence now in London. He started up a business there. Some say that he's trying to make his way into Premier League ownership. I don't think
let me tell you right now.
They're not dumb enough out there to let him be a part of that.
Let me tell you right now. If you have a sports owner that you hate, you should absolutely wish for them to buy a Premier League team, because on the off chance they actually are good, that means they'll lose all their money because they have to spend immense amounts of money just to keep a team good there. But on the very good chance that they are not successful at that, you think NFL fans are harsh? You think college football fans are harsh? You have not met English Premier League fans. They will run him out of England quicker than anything you've ever seen. He will have to find a third country to flee through, Timmy, if he does buy a Premier League team within 5 years. Guaranteed.
Did you know that there's a player in the Premier League named Areola?
Yes. I feel like
I heard that
he's
this
an
weekend.
American player.
All right.
Am I wrong?
I just heard the Areola.
Paul Areola. It's Areola, but yeah.
No, they said Areola. The English people on the broadcast said Areola.
I don't know if you've met the British broadcasters, but they're like, oh, I don't care how you pronounce your name. I shall pronounce it I want to. There's lots of like,
yeah, we don't ever do that. No,
but like, there's like
we don't get like Russian pronunciations or
but what I'm saying
Eastern
is like
European.
If
right?
a guy's name is, if he's Spanish and his name is David Jimenez, over there it'll just be like, oh, David Jimenez doing wonderful. And you're just like, that's not how it's said.
They're not even trying.
No, they're not at all.
Don't even try.
No, they never do.
So anyway, there's Areola. Mm-hmm. He was passing it to urethra. And then labia just knocked it in.
Knocked it in.
Paul Areola has played for the U.S. national team for years.
I didn't know that.
He's our guy.
All right.
I don't know if that's who they were talking about.
Yes, him.
I don't think he's in the Premier League. I'm just saying there is an Areola that plays for the U.S. national team.
Oh, there's a big, round, dinner plate-sized Areola.
Okay.
All right. Eagles going to the Super Bowl. What do we make of this? Do we care?
What do you mean, what do we care?
I don't know. Do we care about them?
Did you watch this game?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. Did you think anything happened noteworthy to talk about in this game?
Nope.
Okay, great.
What? What am I talking about? The 7 touchdowns?
No, I thought, yes. Obviously, the Eagles kind of dominated. The Commanders gave them tons of chances with penalties and turnovers and all that. I want to point out that in this game, I had never been aware of this rule, where if you apparently jump offside enough times or do anything enough
the
times,
referees can just say, you keep it up. I'll give them the touchdown.
Right.
That was the worst thing the Commanders did in the entire game, was actually let the Eagles score and not jump off sides again.
I agree with you.
And force the refs to get you. Better give them that touchdown.
Make them do it.
Because we're not giving them that touchdown.
I mean, I understand totally. Like, we're just trying to time our jump up, and they changed the signal.
And we're sick and tired of this, and we're going to jump off sides every time.
No, you're right. That's a little known NFL rule that the officials have the discretion to essentially turn the car around.
And the way
I will turn this car around.
Yeah, the way the referee explained it too, he mentioned something about if they maintain this type of behavior.
Yeah, it was.
He said the word behavior,
but it was like
on the mic.
It was something like uncompetitive or like
unbecoming.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, all right, man, like you're not their parents, you're the ref.
Don't you talk about Frankie Louvu like that. He's a good boy.
Yeah, I thought that was fair. I learned something this week. I didn't know the refs could just have a knock it off penalty. Just that's enough of that. We'll just give you a touchdown.
I wonder how many Buckeye fans realized Jalen Holmes was on that Commanders roster. He'd been playing some good football for them.
Yeah,
you go back to some of those defensive linemen that kind of got overshadowed a little bit by Joey and Nick Bosa and Chase Young. He was one of those. Really, really good player here.
Absolutely.
Still
having
hanging
a good
around.
year.
Timmy, I know you're disappointed. Your team lost, not going to the Super Bowl, but you have to be proud of the run.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, this is at the end of the day, you can never just toss away a window and say, well, we'll be back, because you don't know. I mean, Dan Marino thought he'd be back early in his career.
I actually believe it, though. And you know me.
But you have a rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels who looks like he's the real deal. And so you have to be pleased for the first time probably since Joe Gibbs was your head coach.
Of course.
Of the trajectory of your franchise.
Yeah, it hasn't been since 35 years. I actually was watching it on YouTube. I posted a clip on the Buckeye Show's account of Jim Lachey's introduction at the Super Bowl. I just was excited for it. So Friday night, I started watching the replay of the Super Bowl. But that's the first time there was any... I mean, I think it was right after that. In 1992, that season, they went down to like a 4 or 5 win team after they won the Super Bowl, and they never got back to being a well-run organization. But the ownership, I think, has been the most key thing here. New owner, new GM, head coach, quarterback.
Well,
$90 million in cap space coming up. I think they got some things cooking.
Drafting well at quarterback certainly helps you.
Yeah, I mean, you do need a QB, and they got that.
Well, I mean, you look at this offense, and you had Terry McLaurin was on this team last year.
And he looks like a Pro Football Hall of Famer, to be honest.
Well,
he looks that good.
He's playing excellent football.
But he looks that good and entering his prime.
He's been that guy the entire time. Now they have a quarterback to throw him the ball.
Right.
I know 1,000-yard seasons aren't, with the number of games they're playing now, they're not going to look at just cracking 1,000 as like a high bar, but I think he has so much good football ahead of him. I do. I think he's one of the 5 best wide receivers in the game.
He jinxed it.
Love having him.
Blow out his knee in a couple places this offseason playing beach volleyball.
Let me have it. I think they're gonna win a Super Bowl with this regime.
Oh, I love that.
Eagles are in. Chiefs are in. People have strong feelings about that.
Go ahead.
About that. We'll discuss it coming up next. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side between James Road and 270. And we've got another 5-minute delay if you need to use northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows that with job site delivery as soon as same day, you can get what you need without losing valuable time. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select zip codes for same-day delivery. Subject to driver availability. These vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
You hear that? That's the sound of the new Tim Hortons pairings calling your name. Whether rushing to the car or grabbing a quick bite on your way to work, Tim's has a breakfast deal designed for your busy life. Choose from a warm small cup of coffee with our savory omelet bites or creamy avocado toast for just $4. Or grab a hearty grilled breakfast wrap with coffee for just $5. A delicious pairing at your convenience to tackle the day. At participating U.S. restaurants, excludes grilled breakfast wrap with beef. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Make 2025 your year and finally feel like yourself again. Don't just set goals, allow Affinity to help you support them. The people at Affinity Whole Health, they're experts in GLP-1s for weight loss therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, and bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So you can rock 2025 with a sustainable weight loss plan and more energy, increased muscle, and better sleep. It's all great. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com and turn your resolution into reality. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
At Logan Services, we know how important your home comfort is, and that's why we're proud to offer free HVAC inspections. Through our free inspection, you'll get a thorough assessment of your heating and cooling system to identify any potential issues that can impact your home, your energy bills, and even your health. The assessment is free and only takes an hour of your time. It's the fast, friendly service that you've come to expect from our team at Logan Services.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
One night, one stage, Billy Joel and Rod Stewart. Saturday, September 20th, one special evening at Paycor Stadium. Together for the first time ever in Cincinnati. Pre-sale for City Card members Monday at 10 a.m. through Thursday at 10 p.m. Public on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Saturday, September 20th. Don't miss Billy Joel and Rod Stewart. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. Ohio State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles is now officially former Ohio State defensive coordinator. Knowles is going to State College to perform the same job for the Nittany Lions. The deal that Penn State offered Knowles was unprecedented. It's a 3-year, $9.3 million deal, and it will be the first time that any collegiate coordinator will make north of $3 million in a season. In other contract news, Chase Brown of 11 Warriors is reporting that, according to University President Ted Carter, Ohio State and Ryan Day are discussing a contract extension. Day's current contract runs through the next 4 football seasons. And in the NFL, we have a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl for the second time in 3 seasons. I hope you're a Jason Kelsey fan because we're due for 2 weeks of content trying to figure out just who he's going to be rooting for. Also, after interviewing with multiple teams for a possible head coaching position, Ravens OC Todd Monken is signing an extension to further his stay in Baltimore. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The only thing better than watching football is talking about it. So we invented Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Come for the obesity, stay for the anger. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Speaking of obesity, reading a story during the break about red meat and its connection to colon cancer and how some doctors say these studies are flawed. Whatever. Here's what I'm going to bring up to you.
Okay.
Was it just me who didn't know this? Or is I just, everybody doesn't know that pork is considered red meat?
Oh.
Did you know that?
I mean, I guess I've never really cared, but yeah, I mean, I remember hearing from the Pork Council or whoever made those ads when we were kids, at least if you were my age in the early 40s, like back when I was a kid in the 90s, it was
the other
pork,
white
the
meat.
other white meat. So I mean, when you cook it, it obviously cooks up more like how like chicken would. But no, I had no idea that it was considered red meat.
Not just me. Teddy, did you know pork was red meat?
I thought it was the other white meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you see like what cow meat looks like, right? I mean, that obviously is a very bright red texture to it. Whereas if you get like pork chops or something, they look more like the color of chicken. They're kind of pinkish. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know
what pork chops look like?
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay, you weren't listening. You said yours part, and then when I started talking, you just stopped listening.
Chiefs.
So we were having a conversation.
Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. Let's have a conversation about the Chiefs.
I wasn't listening. What was that?
I actually want to talk about what Cole said during the update, too, where he said these 2 weeks are just going to be totally atrocious because we're going to have to hear about Jason Kelsey's rooting interest.
Oh, right.
For this entire thing. Because on the one hand,
true.
it's the Eagles, right? He's an Eagle guy.
Yeah.
He won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. He was there, all that stuff. Did he win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He and famously gave a speech afterwards,
That's right.
I want to say, where he was like very drunk on the stage.
Okay. But again, his brother, who he loves, is playing for the Chiefs. So who does he root for here?
Well, he lost to his brother the last time this game was played, right?
That's right.
Because Mama Kelsey was out there with the split jersey or the shirt or whatever she had on.
So we're going to hear from Jason Kelsey for 2 weeks. We're going to hear from Mama Kelsey for 2 weeks. We're going to hear about Taylor Swift for 2 weeks. I don't know about you. I've said this before. I forget why. There was one season where the NFL did not do the 2 weeks. They just did 1 week and got right to it. I forget why they did it.
Yeah, I feel like there was a special circumstance or we didn't start the season on time, something like that.
Well, whatever. Yeah. I'm just saying I don't need the 2 weeks. I don't want the 2 weeks. I don't care about the Pro Bowl or the flag football game that they have. I don't care about any of it. I want to get to the Super Bowl.
The awards ceremony, Mike.
I don't care about that.
This weekend is NFL awards. You're going to do all that stuff, and then we'll finally allow you to get to the Super Bowl. I am with you, and I will say this. I don't care who Jason Kelsey roots for. You know, like people present that to you like, oh, breaking news. Jason Kelsey has weighed in on who he'll be rooting for the Super Bowl. Well, what I'm saying is I think we often get, maybe I'm the only one who does this. I hear those headlines and I go, oh, what did he say? Like they framed it as if I should care. But if we all just took a step back and said, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I can enjoy this game when I watch it, regardless of who anyone is rooting for. I can just watch this game and see how well played it is. I don't need to know, nor do I care what Jason Kelsey's doing. And I don't have an opinion on who he should root for either. It doesn't bother me at all. Root for whoever you want.
Now, the game yesterday, Chiefs beating the Bills. You know, we were talking about this game before the show, and you said that even though it looked like at points that the Bills were going to take care of business, and slay the dragon and go to the Super Bowl, you knew in your heart of hearts, I love that phrase. It's not overused at all.
No.
In your heart of hearts, that the Chiefs would pull it out. And they did, because that's what the Chiefs do.
Well, I talked about it in your absence on Friday, that it's a philosophical question that I pose. If you know the outcome of the game and you know how it's probably, most likely going to go, I'm not saying because of a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying because the NFL rigs it for the Chiefs. None of that. I'm just pointing out the Chiefs have won now 16 going into last night, 17 games decided by a touchdown or fewer in the regular season and postseason, not like ever, in a row.
That's crazy.
17 in a row.
Absolutely crazy.
Right. So I said on Friday, from a philosophical standpoint, let's say the game is close, which it was. It was a one-score game. It was an exciting game from the standpoint of if you had no idea about the history of this game, you didn't know who these two teams were, you didn't know how this always goes. But if you know the context and you know, oh, yeah, the Chiefs are just going to, Pat Mahomes is going to do some magic. They're going to get the lead, and then their defense is going to shut down the other team when it matters. And, yeah, if there's an iffy call, it's probably going to go their way, too. I'm not denying that. Is it really exciting when the whole time you're just like, yeah, but the Chiefs are going to pull this out? And I don't know. Maybe everybody can separate. I was talking with Matty Ice. He said he could separate himself from that during the game. Me, the whole time I'm watching it, I'm sitting there thinking this is nice. Bills are getting all these plays. The barefoot wide receiver for the Bills, he's down there catching passes. Great. But then ultimately I know Chiefs are going to find a way to win this game, and they did.
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game itself. I thought was an entertaining game, but you're right.
It was an extremely well-played game. I'm not denying any of that.
I thought it would be extremely difficult for the Bills to come in and beat the Chiefs in that situation. And that's why I say, and people say, oh, you overreact about this one little loss during the regular season. You can't. If you're a team that fancies yourself a Super Bowl contender, you can't drop these seemingly meaningless games in September, in October. We talk about the Bengals. Bengals missed the playoffs because of their own doing, right?
Yep, that's right.
Obviously, the defense was not what you wanted it to be, but you look at the first part of that season, and that's a hallmark of a Zach Taylor coach team, is that they're not ready to play when the season starts. You've got a home loss to the Patriots on your schedule. That is unacceptable. And if you just win that game, even if it's a gross victory, low scoring, field goal at the end, it's ugly, and people are talking about on Monday how ugly it is. It doesn't matter. That was a win. The Chiefs are the champions of doing that. They win games like that. Yep. And then they're always at home in the playoffs for games like that. If that game is in Buffalo, do the Chiefs win?
I understand your point. I don't know, but yeah, I tend to think the Bills have a better chance of winning at home. I agree with you.
But the Chiefs take care of business. These ugly games during the regular season where dopes like us come on the radio on Monday and say, oh, I don't know, the offensive numbers aren't really there. Do they still have it? They're still winning these games.
Yeah, and let's be honest, too. I mean, there are plenty of people, I'm sure, screaming at their radio going, but they win because they get all the calls. They do get all the calls, guys. I agree with you that they get all the calls. I know Chiefs fans will post stuff and be like, well, what about this one? We didn't get that call. You get the ones that matter. You get the 4th and 1 where it looks like Josh Allen got over the line, and then the referee comes in and marks it like a yard behind where it looked like Josh Allen was.
Welcome to football. Stars get calls. I got it.
I know, but what I'm saying is, hasn't it almost gotten to the point now, not that this is fair, but like if you wanted to beat Michael Jordan in the 90s, you couldn't beat him on a buzzer beater. You had to beat those Bulls. Like you actually had to win by a few baskets. You couldn't leave it till there's 20 seconds on the clock. You're up by 1, and Jordan's got the ball in his hands. You can't leave it till a one-score game. If you're counting on that,
you're going to lose.
No, because he's either going to get the shot or he's going to get the call. Right. And with the Chiefs, you cannot leave it to a 3 or 7 or 6 points, anything under a touchdown in the final minutes, because if it comes down to that, they will either get the kick, they will throw the touchdown or run for it, or they will get the call when you're like, oh, if we would have got that first down, we could have run out the clock. Or we got that first down, we were going to kick our field goal, and we would have won. Not how it works. You got to win by 10. Like, if you're going to beat the Chiefs in these type of situations, you have to beat them by 10. That's just how it goes.
My new guy is hiring a 28-year-old fetus. Oh. If you don't know what that means, I'll tell you coming up next. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware of an accident that's blocking 2 lanes on southbound Bryce Road before I-70. Emergency crews are on scene, adding to that holdup. And we've got a couple-minute delay on westbound 670 between 71 and Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Visit The Waterworks online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Guys, it's D. Miller. It's a new year and time to keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. If you're lacking energy, muscle mass, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan. Look for a personalized treatment plan, like you'll get at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit hollywoodcolumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The New Year's celebration is come and gone, but my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin are still offering those great deals. Rich is sticking with rates starting as low as 0% and leases starting from only $249 a month. Test drive the Prologue, the new all-electric SUV from Honda. And how about the very popular CR-V LX all-wheel drive? A 25 lease is only $349 a month for 36 months with $19.99 down. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with savings on hundreds of items every time you shop. With new low prices, deals for days, weekly sales, and My Perks at your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
The Buckeye Show.
I'm never going to be I would rather lose every game of the season if I can beat Michigan. That's absurd.
So
you're just an idiot.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Sometimes the best time to prune trees is when they're dormant or with no leaves on them. For ISA certified arborists, it helps them see what branches may need to be pruned or removed. Dormant season pruning can also help lessen problems associated with insects and diseases and help create structurally stronger trees that can better handle heavy wet snows or ice buildup. Contact an ISA certified arborist to get the best professional advice on keeping your trees healthy and safe. Go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. Temperatures will drop into the 20s this evening as clouds increase across the region. A few flakes of snow possible tonight into early Tuesday, but impacts are not expected. We'll be up near 40 Tuesday afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy skies. We'll see another chance for some light snow late Wednesday. Temperatures in the low 40s. We'll continue warming into the mid and upper 40s by the end of the week as more rain heads our way. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Just be glad you aren't as stupid as these two.
Oh, yes.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
All right, Fish has handed me two things today.
Yeah.
The plug sheet is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
A frozen chocolate banana on a stick is the other one.
Yeah.
Is it you that doesn't like banana stuff, or is that Timmy?
No, he offered one to me, and I said, "Don't waste it on me." I'm like, they're fine. If they're, I'm not a big fan of bananas personally. I don't eat them, so I can eat it if it's banana flavored, if there's banana stuff in it. But instead of me kind of enjoying that, I said, give it to people who would actually enjoy it. So I didn't have one, but you did, and you're eating it right now.
All right, well, you do the plug sheet so I can eat my banana.
Tomorrow morning juice from 6 to 9 a.m. You can check in with Anthony Schlegel. Schleg's at 6:30. Jean-Luc Grandpierre from the Blue Jackets Television Network. He'll be joining them at 7:17 a.m.
The hyphenator.
Yeah. And then you've got Tuesdays with Taberry on Bishop and Friends at 10:30. Dom Taberry will stop by. Hopefully
I don't care about that.
Hopefully he won't swear. And then Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row will join Rothman and Ice at 2:30.
It's Rothman and Adam King tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see that. It's Adam King tomorrow, not Rothman and Ice. So
that's interesting because today it was Matty Ice and Tyvis Powell. I forgot his name for a second.
He was here.
They've decided to tomorrow do the whitest version of that show they possibly can with Rothman and Adam King.
Well, you have tomorrow 2 sports anchors in this town, right?
Well, Rothman's former sports anchor.
Well, Rothman was a sports anchor. Adam King will soon be a former sports anchor, right? So, I mean, it's very similar if you think about it.
Ben Johnson is the head coach of my Chicago Bears. He has hired J.T. Barrett as his quarterback coach. I like that. He's also hired 28-year-old Declan Doyle as the team's offensive coordinator. He's 28. Of course, though, we can't talk about experience because I'm sure he's got tons of it.
Who needs that, right?
Also,
that's overrated.
His father is quite the name.
His father is, I don't know if former Iowa strength coach Chris Doyle.
Now, I don't know if he got fired, though, for the...
He didn't get fired for
putting
the thing
people in the hospital or the racism.
No. Chris Doyle got fired, I believe, because that came in the era where there were a bunch of ex-players saying the tone and tenor around Iowa football is not very welcoming. It's very racist. And fingers were pointed at, Kirk Ferentz, obviously, but then a lot of the people around on his staff. And I believe Chris Doyle was one of the guys who kind of got the hammer for that. That was pointed, a lot of it pointed back to him.
All right. Well, now his son, he's the offensive coordinator of the Bears. He is the youngest current coordinator in the NFL, coming off of 2 seasons as Sean Payton's tight ends coach with the Broncos.
Sure.
Previously worked alongside the Saints guy. What's his name?
Dennis Allen, who's now your defensive coordinator.
As an offensive assistant for the Saints. That's right. Prior to his first NFL job in New Orleans, he spent 3 seasons as an offensive student assistant at Iowa with Daddy.
Well, because Dad was there. Chris Doyle, you might remember years ago, there was a workout that they did in the winter, early spring, where 16 players were hospitalized with what's called rhabdomyolysis, which is where I can't remember half the time who the current head coaches are in the NFL, but I can remember rhabdomyolysis is a disease that you get when you work out too hard, and essentially your muscles start leaking the proteins out of your muscles into your bloodstream.
So leaky black.
And that's bad. And you don't want that to happen. So guys went to the hospital because he worked them out too hard. And then Kirk Ferentz, that offseason, gave him the Assistant Coach of the Year award.
Of course.
Because, not only did he not fire him, he let him be the coach next year, and then in the offseason said, you were the Coach of the Year. You mean when he put all the guys in the hospital? I'm going to say that wasn't coach. Did not meet expectations that year on the review is what you should say, Kirk Ferentz.
I'll tell you what, if you're moderately successful as a college football coach in the state of Iowa, you at some point in your career can name any NFL job you want. That was the case with Kirk Ferentz.
Yep.
Back when he was a younger man, is that NFL teams were hot and heavy for him, and he was the hot name, but he would only stay at Iowa. Matt Campbell, was that guy at Iowa State, and they had a nice season, so his name is back in circulation for certain jobs. But there was a time where, what is he doing staying in Ames? He can go anywhere.
You know what? My opinion has totally changed on Matt Campbell. He's so smart for doing that. Because what is it that you need to stay in Ames, Iowa, and keep making? What is he making? $5-6 million a year? I'm guessing, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But what does he need to do to keep that? Win 8 games, 9 maybe every couple years. And if you have a 10-win season, like I think they did this year, which was the first one in school history, he's going to get a brand new contract. Why would you leave that to go coach at a bigger school where, yes, you'll get more money in the short term, but unless you go out and win a national championship, which maybe he would, maybe he feels like he's capable of doing that. But if you don't do that, you may get run out of town in 3 years. I mean, you go down to the SEC, that's very likely to happen. If you go to the NFL, how many guys make it more than 4 or 5 years as a head coach, right? I mean, it's a short list. And most of those guys that make it that long are either coaching for the Bears or they're going to the Hall of Fame, right? Like, there's usually no in between. It's either you're coaching for an organization that's just patient, or the Cowboys. Cowboys are the other one, right? That they do that, where they keep guys around that don't do anything. But other than that, why would you want to go to the NFL where, let's say you are topping out as a coordinator, every few years you're going to have to get bounced because they're going to blame someone because the team didn't do well. And if they don't fire the coach, they're going to fire the coordinator. And so he has got stability in Ames. He can stay there forever. His name pops up for these jobs. He can pretend like he's interested. They'll give him a brand new contract for it. And yeah, if he ever sneaks into the college football playoffs and they were to win a couple games, I mean, he'll get a statue built probably either way at this point. That's how long he's been there. So, yeah, Matt Campbell, I'm sure the idea of him leaving to go somewhere, it'll pop up, but I don't think he'll ever take it.
I enjoyed the football yesterday, as I tell you, every single championship weekend. That's the last weekend of football.
Oh, now, yeah.
I know that
Say goodbye to it.
Super Bowls is yet to come, but that's not a real football game. That is a cultural event. That is, it's so much more than just a game. The game is almost secondary to many of the people watching it. You're usually around people that you're not normally around when you watch games. I enjoyed those games yesterday, and the next meaningful football that we have will be, I guess, week 0 when college football starts up again.
That's right. Well, and even then, like you said with the Super Bowl, it does feel like some other event is going on, and in between they're like, well, till the next commercial break, I guess here's some football for you. Like as a keep the meatheads entertained for a little bit until we can queue up the next batch of commercials or get our halftime show ready to go. So yeah, this one was the last. This weekend to me is always the last one that feels like we're getting a couple really good. And they turned out, despite what the Commanders game ended up being, that looked like it was going to be a good game there for about a half of football. And then the other one was a very good game. So yeah, you got some decent football this weekend.
Have we? I know. I guess we have. We've gotten to the point where the Eagles are the sentimental pick in this game.
I don't even know
if people are tired of the Chiefs.
I don't even know if it's sentimental as much as it's just anybody but the Chiefs. We're just done with the Chiefs. But you know what? I'm looking at a radio studio across the way with both Panama Ted and Timmy Hall, who are both saying, let's go Chiefs, right? I'm guessing.
Well, they're NFC East guys.
Timmy, you're not sitting there as an NFC East guy that just got knocked out by the Eagles. You're not sitting there going, we NFC pride, baby. Yeah, let's go, NFC
That's
East.
Not a thing.
Of course it's not.
Yeah, it's not a thing. I don't even know why Big Ten conference pride is a
people
thing.
Are stupid.
It shouldn't be. SEC pride is stupid.
I get it to some extent, but I don't get it when like it actually does something for you when another team from your conference wins. Like that doesn't actually do anything for you. You might want to like puff your chest out, but there's literally no such thing as that in professional sports.
Nor should there be.
Teddy, you're not rooting for the Eagles, are you?
Oh, no way. I can't do it. I'll be rooting for the Chiefs, even though,
I'm not
really
rooting for anyone, though.
Yeah, it's probably better. I'll just watch it, but I don't know. I'm still probably rooting a little bit for the Chiefs.
Just let it finish.
But what I mean is, like, if you're watching this game and the Chiefs are down by a touchdown and you see that the Eagles are starting to, like, line up to kick a field goal with a minute to go to put them up 10.
I'll be rooting for that one to not go in. You're right.
You will want the Eagles.
I want to at least see Patrick Mahomes get a last minute drive to give us some drama and see if we can have the first ever three-peat Super Bowl team.
All right. That's what I'm saying. So you guys will be, you don't want that. You will say, do not go in. That's right. That's what I will. That's what I would.
Yeah. It's like I'm not rooting for the Chiefs' greatness. I'm rooting against the Eagles winning a Super Bowl.
And you know what? Pettiness rules all. Spite rules all.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about that, Teddy.
Hate Philadelphia sports.
That's right. And you should.
Nick Sirianni.
You don't like him either?
No, hate that guy.
I want to see your kid up there after you lose this Super Bowl at the press conference.
Oh, he'll put him up there.
He'll put him up there too, yeah.
You know what? He's fine, though. He's fine. He's got them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he
should be off that hot seat.
Yeah, he loves to be hated, though, too, I think. He eats that up.
That's good because he's easy to hate.
Ted, I got to tell you have a little bit of Jim Knowles going. Are you channeling Jim Knowles today?
No, Tim can only.
Tim, how you doing, Jim?
Well, I wanted to come to the celebration, and I was on my way out there, and then they called me and said, "Get the hell out of here."
Yeah, as they should.
They said
it's the gulps for me. That really gets it.
They told me Happy Valley is that way, and that was it.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, right?
There goes Jim. Gone.
There goes Jim.
Don't
cross Ryan Day, man.
No.
You want to talk about spite?
Bad.
It's done now.
November 1st, baby.
Speaking of spite, T-Bone has told me that he wants to try and put a restaurant out of business.
I didn't say that at all.
Well, you have complaints.
I said I had a complaint, and then you said, let's put him out of business. And I said,
I'm not putting him out of business. I don't have any complaints.
You want to put him out of business.
T-Bone's got complaints. He wants to share them with you. That's coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to find traffic is moving slow on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between Westerville and Cleveland Avenue. And you're going to hit a 5-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from James Road to 270. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lesset. The Ohio Laborers Union, they're more than just hard hats and tools. They're the backbone of Ohio's infrastructure, constructing vital projects that shape your communities. Their skilled laborers pave the way for smoother commutes, ensuring safe and efficient travel on Ohio roads and highways. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Let's get it started.
Lindsay Honda starts this year off by giving you cash for your clunker. Up to $2,500 or $3,500 minimum for any trade. It's Lindsay Honda's Cash for Clunkers. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines, both $299 a month. That's $299 a month or clunker cash going on now.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop. At your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Objects in radio may be dumber than they appear. This is Man and Bone.
Look, I don't understand anything about numbers, right? Like the stocks and businesses and market caps, all this stuff. I have the most basic understanding of this stuff. But I just saw that it was a bad day today. Don't look at your portfolio.
Oh.
But I guess NVIDIA, which going into the day, they make chips, AI chips, microchips, crap like that.
Yeah.
Was the most valuable company in the world when it comes to market cap.
Okay.
But they had a bad day. How bad?
How bad?
In one day, they lost $600 billion in value.
Oh, why? What happened?
Well, I guess there's some sort of new Chinese AI app that is good. I don't know.
Okay.
And people are wondering, like, well, if people are using this and it's a free download, what do we need you idiots for? You American companies that you're making all this stuff and you're worth all this money. Are you really worth all this money if makeshift Chinese app thing does the same thing that you do?
You know what we should do? We should definitely protect this system that just allows for, like, any one day people will be like, oh, no, I don't like those things anymore. And then your entire portfolio just crashes. That's great. Good times,
But then there are other people today saying, well, it's an overreaction, so probably go up tomorrow. I don't know.
All right, but, like, someone somewhere lost something today, didn't they? Like, didn't they? Someone was, like, all in on that company. They believed in it. They thought it was valuable. They had all the stuff that said it was valuable. And then the whims of change just instantly, like, nuked everything they had.
So now, at least for a day, Apple is now the most valuable company. NVIDIA has taken a back seat, but they're still worth $2.8 trillion.
Good God.
But they did lose $600 billion today.
So they were worth $3.4 trillion?
I don't
what you're saying?
do the maths, but
okay.
I'm going to say yes.
I don't know why this shows up in my little, like, stock wheel, but Krispy Kreme is up 5%.
Nice. That's the
pretty
Valentine's
good
Day
day.
donuts.
Yeah, that's what Teddy said.
I know why, Timmy, because clearly you're invested.
It's the Mickey D's.
They're your guys.
They're out there now.
Oh, they're up.
They're
baby.
everywhere.
They're up.
I will say this, too. I've long shamed them, and rightfully so, because it was an abomination of a location. the location, the Krispy Kreme location, 161 in Sawmill, by the Whole Foods over there, much better now.
Turning it up?
I told you.
Much better now. They've had fantastic selection. And I know that you're going there probably getting some fancy donuts or the Valentine's Day donuts. If they have the blueberry cake donut, do not sleep on it.
It's excellent. It's an excellent donut. You had told me about that years ago, and I finally tried one maybe like 6 months ago or so, and
excellent.
It's awesome.
Can we bring our Hilliard Rome location back now?
I'll try and help you with that one.
That's what I want this year. I want the dining area back, baby.
Well, and the last time
Don't
you were
take
in there,
it away.
They sold you day olds.
Yeah, but the last time I was in there one other time since then.
Oh, okay.
And they did hook me up with a free dozen even when their computers were down. Because I was going in there because I had a free dozen, and they honored it.
Oh,
and they were
good.
very nice about it. But they need the dining area back. Get rid of the racks of donuts. Find another place for them.
All right. T-Bone wants to put another restaurant out of business.
I don't want to put them out of business. I told you today, what did I say when I came in here? I said, I don't know, man. This restaurant may not be long for this world. Because we went out the other night, and I will name the restaurant in a minute, but we went out to Polaris, went to an Italian restaurant there that we've been to before. We sit down to eat, and immediately, like, again, server very nice. Everybody working there doing their jobs. Great service. But, like, we sit down to eat, and we're placing our orders. And first we ordered drinks, and it took a while for the drinks to come out because the bar was, like, understaffed. They didn't have a lot of people working. They were doing their best.
They didn't have half the drinks that were on the menu.
Oh, yeah. The server told us, they said they had, like, craft beers. Said, ask your server about our craft beer selection. I said, what do you have on the craft beers? And they said, we maybe have Elvis juice, non-alcoholic. I think that's it. And I was like, wow, okay. Well, then
none.
So give me none. Don't give me that. And I got a Peroni or something.
Ask your server about craft beer.
Right.
Yeah, we have none.
Right. So then we go to order, and I forget what my wife was going to order, but whatever she ordered, and I appreciate the waiter saying this. He was like, oh, I'm going to warn you, don't order that. That's awful. That is, he's like, that dish, I have had more complaints about it. People who order it don't like it. I've tried it multiple times. I never get a good, it's not good. Don't get it.
It's probably felt like one of the more popular things you would get, like ravioli.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that. It was, I'm trying to remember what it was.
Melissa's not going exotic, whatever it was.
No, it was something, it was along the lines of like a 5-cheese ziti or something in that realm, right? So we're like, okay, well, don't order that. She ordered something else. We ordered our food. The food was fine. I mean, I got my food. And my food, it was like a lemon chicken thing. It came out with like water instead of like a sauce. But it was still edible and good and delicious, and I ate it. Like
edible. That's what you want.
The presentation wasn't the best, is all I'm going to say.
Is this
right?
a 5-star place? It's edible.
No. And so then I'm eating, and I'm like, oh, this is good. It was a weird presentation. But then we just started noticing more and more, like we would ask for things, and they're like, oh, yeah, we don't have that. Sorry, we're out. We're out of that. We're out of this.
Were you the last customers in on like a busy weekend?
It was like 6:30 on a Saturday. I mean, we did stay a couple hours. We stayed till probably about closer to 9 o'clock. But like when we first started ordering, when we first got our food, it was still hopping. And so then we ordered a dessert, and my wife and our friends, they wanted to get creme brulee.
I love a creme brulee.
Well, this restaurant, apparently that's like their thing.
Very hard to screw up a creme brulee.
Oh, we don't have it. We're out of creme brulee. No creme brulee. And it was just like, all right, well, that's fine. And then we started noticing that like the tables around us, they were clearing some tables, and they kind of took the linens off. We saw underneath the table, it was just like a plank of wood. It wasn't even like an actual table that... I don't know. We were getting the vibes as the end of the night wore down. I told my wife when I left, I was like, I don't know, honey. I don't know if this place is going to last. I don't know if it's going to be around much longer. But we went to Brio up at Polaris, and it was just kind of like...
They sold out a long time ago. That used to be locally owned. That's fine, but I'm saying they used to be locally owned. It was Brio Bravo, and they had Bon V over at Easton, which, by the way, is the place where I had my first date with my wife. Bon V over at Easton. But I think they sold in like 2020 to... some big corporate monolith that owns Planet Hollywood and Buca de Beppo and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that stuff, but I'm just saying.
No, but it would explain why, like, it was very different than what it had been. And maybe we just caught them on a bad day. I don't know.
You know, these people sell, and they realize then why loyalty goes away and the charm is gone. Like I saw that Hot Chicken Takeover is closing one of their restaurants. And, you know, the dude who originally started that, he no longer runs that place. It was a place in the North Market.
Yeah, right.
And then it had like 9 locations or whatever it is. They're down another one. Wizard of Za. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing you could never get.
Right.
He was on Instagram.
It was just a dude making pizzas on Instagram, and it would be like my sister-in-law was obsessed with trying to get one of these. Have you tried it? Oh my God, it looks so delicious. And there's waiting lists and all this crap.
You can't get it.
Well, what do? Then this guy sells it to another restaurateur. They open up a brick-and-mortar location. It's already closed. It's gone.
You know, it does feel like, in some ways, when we look at restaurants, it's like we want to know that the restaurateur is really like suffering for their art, you know? Because if it's like
suffer for my pizza,
right? Like if it's the Wizard of Zog guy making it in his house, then we're like, oh, you got to get it. But once he sells, it's like, well, there's a brick and mortar, and now it's easier for you to get it. People leave, right? And probably too because they sell it to someone who doesn't have the same passion for it. But it's like the mom and pop places. People always, when they know there's a story and there's one place, they're the only place that makes this food, that's usually going to get more traction than a place that's like, oh, yeah, they got 22 locations around town.
Yeah, but a lot of people fall in love with branding, and branding is fine. They get you in the door. Your food has to consistently be good.
Boy, that's
especially
right.
If you're charging a bunch of money for it. Look, Hot Chicken Takeover is not a bad product. I've had it before. But if I'm going to pay $17 for a glorified two-piece meal,
yeah,
you know,
right.
I want to know that, yeah, the owner's back there making my chicken. That makes a difference.
Does it?
I mean, think it does.
As long as it's good, right? I'm with you that as long as it's good. If it feels like at any time the owner could walk in and the food would be the same as if he were there making it or she were there making it, then I'm good with it. Like if you keep that quality up, I'm all about it.
There was I haven't been to this location in a long time. Mike, you might visit it more than me. The Sawmill Road, Dublin Chick-fil-A. When we used to first move to town, lived in that area, the owners would always just sort of be bopping around the dining room on a busy day and just come up to you and ask if they could refill your drink, ask you how you were doing.
Like that.
And yeah, they are. I feel like that's a franchise where they encourage more of that. And it's just a good feeling to see somebody actually come by your table just one time and say, hey, how was everything? Can I get something for you?
Can we pass this cult literature to you?
Yes.
Maybe you'd like to come to one of our meetings.
Would you like to grab onto these little hand readers and see what your thetan levels are? Let's go. Let's do that. Sounds fun. Tom Cruise is right over there if you want to hang out.
Oh, you're want to take a trip with us to the Zudu Galaxy?
He's on top of the booth, happy about Katie Holmes right now.
I'm sure he is.
Yes.
I'm
the
sure
Chick-fil-A sandwich.
All right, back page coming up. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some residual traffic from an earlier accident on southbound Bryce Road before I-70. Still about a 5-minute delay, and it's slow from East Livingston Avenue. And we've got a couple minutes slowdown on westbound 670 between 71 and Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lesset. Ohio Laborers would like to congratulate Member of the Week, Jacob Maley. Laborers Local 1015 Canton. Jacob is a craft journeyman working with Carvo. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan. And traffic.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Tri-State Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to TriStateMen'sHealth.com. That's TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron.
Superheroes! I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO. Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Hey guys, Anthony Rothman here for Low T Center. Keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. If you lack energy, muscle mass, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy may be your answer. But all guys have different T levels, so don't settle for a standard dosage plan. Get a personalized treatment plan at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Book your appointment at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we use the newest technology to show you exactly how new windows would look on your home.
Well, we keep it simple at our window place. We use a number 2 pencil to draw what your house will look like with our new windows. See?
Oh yeah, that definitely looks like a number 2.
Thank you, Leslie. Wait, I see what you did there.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeyes Show coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of the Buckeyes Show, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall.
Oh, you guys. Happy Monday.
Got a big one. They're all big, I guess. Buckeye Hoops at home hosting Iowa. 8 o'clock tip tonight. What do you think, Timmy?
I think the Buckeyes win tonight. I'm not
You're not
going
allowed
to say it.
You're not allowed to take it to the bank.
I think they'll win. Here's the thing about this Iowa team. From studying them, and yeah, like the players have changed through the years, but essentially they have the offensive system that Fran McCaffrey has always run there, which relies on hot shooters, a lot of movement, crisp ball movement, and trying to get a good shot in every possession, right? When they got good spot-up shooters, they can be a pretty lethal offense. But they just have never made that commitment on the other end of the floor that can make them a real team, a team that can threaten in the NCAA tournament. Maybe when they had, it might have been one of the Keegan Murray teams, but when they had Luka Garza, that was maybe when they were at their all-time best. And Murray was on one of those teams too. And they were a 2 seed, I want to say, and they got bounced out in the second round. So when you don't have that commitment on defense, and I looked them up, their ranking is outside 150. And Ohio State's got a top 30 defense right now. And their offense is not that far below Iowa's. So when you see the point spread for this one, I kind of get it. I'll take emotion out of this one and just say Ohio State wins this basketball game tonight.
Let's hope so. Because, I mean, as you've pointed out, both of you have said this, like, there's a lot of games you have to win now if you're trying to make the NCAA tournament. I don't know how we can
especially at home. Especially at home.
Well, yeah,
you can't lose
games
anymore.
Yeah.
Not like this.
Yeah, so this team, I mean, barring them just changing who they are, like if they just went on a 8-game winning streak or something, that would change the numbers significantly.
Yes.
But if they're going to continue to struggle on the road, then, yeah, you have to get the home games, and this is a big one tonight.
Well, plus, I know, in a perfect world, excuse me, this shouldn't matter, but it does. You got the champs in the building tonight, too. The football team's going to be in the building tonight.
That should be worth, a few
something.
points. Yeah, you talk about what your home crowd is worth in a points value, and I think I heard Ron Stokes say it on the broadcast. When you go to Mackey Arena, that might be worth 10 points alone.
Yeah.
Just playing in that gym. And if you've never been there, give it a try. Do a little road trip. Tell me what you think about Mackey Arena, because from the people I talked to, if you've been to Cameron Indoor, Duke's spot, if you've been to Allen Fieldhouse, Kansas, it's right there. Like, it doesn't really even take a back seat to it.
Speaking of that, now they're not having a good season, but Butler. So I was watching Butler and who was it? It was DePaul.
It was DePaul. It was
Butler
Holman and Thad.
and DePaul. Right. It was the Ohio State Bowl where it's Thad and the Holt man.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, they're both in the Big East. Going into this game, between the two of them, they had one Big East victory.
Big East win. Well, Butler's under 500 overall.
They're bad. DePaul's bad.
And DePaul, Holtman took over a team that I think won 3 basketball games last year. So obviously he started off with a very soft schedule. And I think he won his first 7 or 8 games, 7-0, and then he did get his first Big East win. So he checked that one off, but you got a long way to go.
But even as bad as that team was, though, this year, I mean, there wasn't a seat to be had.
Because it was at Hinkle.
It was at Hinkle.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Classic venue.
No,
where they filmed the movie Hoosiers.
It's one of those venues that I've told you I would go, Timmy, I don't care who's playing. I mean, I would go to see a nothing game that Butler's expected to win by 30.
Yeah.
Just to go be in that building. And I feel like that is what you lose when you build these giant arenas like we have here with the Schottenstein Center. You have St. John Arena. I know we're beating a dead horse. I know they'll probably never do this, but why not renovate that, bring it up to standards, and then still have the history? Keep some of those wooden chairs and all that stuff.
No,
but
I
just wish we could have the best of both worlds there.
I'm not gonna take the attention off of what the attention is on this week, because it's the football team winning a title, and that's a special thing, and they're going to be honored tonight. So you can kind of do a little combo platter of men's basketball and football. But I'm gonna stay on this as far as the arena topic goes. I'm going to stay on it. It just doesn't work. You just have to. I know it can't happen anytime soon, but eventually arenas have to get retooled or rebuilt, right? Stadiums get retooled or rebuilt. Those.
Well, they did just retool
decisions.
They put in $80 million to that place.
Well,
I know.
They did, but a lot of that, what they retooled and what they redid was they added those practice gyms, I want to say.
It's off to the side. It's practice gyms and some offices, which are very nice.
The concourses have a lot of nicer food options. I like how some of that's been redesigned. There's some spaces that are cool there.
What they've done is very good, but it's just to me, it's the fact that it is a ice rink and a basketball rink. The reason why the Jackets, why Nationwide is so good, and thanks for the tickets Saturday, by the way. That was awesome. And that was a crazy good crowd. And it's fit for hockey. It's good for basketball, but only when they have NCAA tournament. That's the only time they really need to put it in there. When you're in the shot, you're so far behind the hoop.
The way it's laid out is terrible.
The way it's laid out when you're on those behind basket spots, you want to be closer and up on the court. And if there ever becomes an opening, you check out some of these basketball-only arenas where you get your men's and women's team in there and still have it fit to where you can make a ton of cash with concerts, still make it big enough. 14,500, 15,000 seats?
It's almost like
you have fill your upper bowls,
You have an arena that works for now. You could rent it. You could have been renovating St. John this entire time, get it up to wherever, take as long as you need. They could have been doing this 10 years ago and get it to where now it's it's done, it's pristine, it's historic. And then you move the basketball teams out of there and you use that still to have concerts and hockey and whatever else you want to put in there.
I think, though, the farther we get, Gene Smith. Gene was here forever. Mm-hmm. Gene had no connection to St. John Arena.
Yeah.
Basketball team wasn't playing there. Ross Bjork comes in. He doesn't know the significance of that place.
Well, I'm fully expecting him to have a speech about how we actually have a lot of history here in the shot. We need to honor that. And it's just going to be that kind of crap. Yeah.
What's coming up, Timmy? What do you got?
Coming up, Austin Ward is my co-host tonight, so we'll have some fun breaking down not just the celebration, but also the news that came from yesterday. So what happened? I want to get some details from Austin on what he knows about this Jim Knowles situation and how it came to be, and possibly some other movement with the Ohio State staff, and looking at the team in 2025. And some highlights from the celebration yesterday. Some really good stuff was said there.
Buckeyes show, top of the hour, right here on the Fan. Back page.
The back page. The back page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Boom. Well, man, some sad news. Obviously, the wildfires in California have continued on. There's still parts of it that we have issues with, but one of the actors, one of the people who lived out there, is an actor who, unfortunately, him and his family, they lost everything. Their house was burned down and didn't get to escape with much. The actor's name is Carel Struycken. Carel it's spelled Carel. He is the 7-foot-tall star of, among other films, The Addams Family from the 90s. He played Lurch in that film. Like I said, he's 7 feet tall. So he and his family are asking for clothing donations because they don't have a lot of clothing because of the fires. Like a lot of people, they need clothing. The problem is he specifically can't go to a lot of places to get the donations that are there because he's 7 feet tall.
You got to get to a casual male, big and tall.
Does he have any amateur status? Because Matt Painter may want him to come off the bench.
Yes. Well, given that he was an adult actor in the 90s, I believe he was also in Twin Peaks as well. He was the giant fireman character anyway.
An adult actor.
Well, as opposed to child actor, Timmy, not an adult film star. Very different thing. Just an adult actor.
Really the only thing I was thinking about when you said that.
I know. So there's that. And also apparently billionaire Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, was under some fire because of what his fiance, I believe, wore to the inauguration.
She's a wholesome-looking gal.
Lauren Sanchez. Well, there were video that caught another billionaire, Mark Zuckerberg, it appeared sneaking a peek down her blouse as he sat down. Sources close to Bezos apparently are saying that makes Bezos feel awesome. They said he's a giant nerd who apparently has never felt like he was the star quarterback of the team. Now he feels like he's dating the hottest cheerleader at school, and he doesn't mind that everybody's looking at his wife. So there you go.
That's what W's eyes were going up for.
That's fool me once.
I think, what's her name again?
Lauren Sanchez, I think?
She may have had some work done. Just a,
you think so?
Just a touch.
The lips,
smidge,
you think?
Smidge.
Little puffy?
Lisa Rinna looks at those lips and says, Jesus.
Lisa.
Let's get it down a couple.
If she could open her mouth to speak.
Buckeye show's next. Buckeye basketball coming up at 7 o'clock. We'll see you tomorrow. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Watch out for an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 670 at 33. That's causing some holdup there. And you're going to hit a 5-minute delay on eastbound 33 between Refugee Road and Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
This action update is sponsored by Logan Services, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Chiefs-Eagles is your Super Bowl. Chiefs open up a 2.5-point favorite and are minus 130 to win the Super Bowl. Eagles are plus 110 on the money line. The total for the Super Bowl is 49.5. MVP odds have Mahomes at plus 105, Barkley 3-1, Hurts plus 350. For your Logan Services action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit HollywoodColumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Let's get it started.
Lindsay Honda starts this year off by giving you cash for your clunker. Up to $2,500 or $3,500 minimum for any trade. It's Lindsay Honda's Cash for Clunkers. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines, both $299 a month. That's $299 a month or clunker cash going on now.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City, or